making me do this, Rosie. Please just fix my headset. It's really crackly right now.
Hello, everyone. How are you today? I have Store on a button press, as I did before. Welcome. Lily has decided to blight us for the second Hazbin Hotel video, and I have not been looking forward to reacting to it, but I know that's what you all want. And, appropriately, I'm going to continue this whole drawing, Spinel and Velvet's outfits thing I've been doing. But also, everyone was saying I should draw Pearl in, Camilla Carmine's outfit, so we're gonna do a bit of that today. We're gonna do a bit of that. I started the sketch already, because I didn't want to watch you guys, watch me struggle with it. I also, a pro tip, I kind of did use a 3D model to help as reference. So, 'cause I couldn't find any stock photos of this exact angle. How is everyone tonight? Yes, please, Rosie. I need more bandwidth, Rosie, please.
At Cat Peasant 106 sent a super chat. Alastair simp tax. I am broke.
I'm not an Alistair simp, but he is, to my chagrin, my favorite character. Though I did really like Fox this season. I really liked Fox this season. But yeah, I went into the final show thinking, well, you got Keith David voicing a curmudgeon with a heart of gold. That's gonna be my favorite character, for sure, because that's just made for me. No, the fucking Tumblr sexy man. I don't know what they did between the pilot and now, because I did not like Alistair in the pilot. I didn't even like the pilot. I got a comment earlier today like, oh, all these fans like you were just coping because the thing they've been waiting years for wasn't good. And I'm like, one, I never heard of Vivzy Pop before the Hazbin Hotel pilot. Two, I didn't even watch the pilot on my own. Somebody made me watch it. Three, I wasn't even that impressed with the pilot. I was like, oh yeah, this is technically very good. It's good that they were able to fund this and make it. It does absolutely nothing for me, though. But I was really into Hell of a Boss from the pilot. And, I got into that, and then I always said, if Hazbin has as big a glow-up between pilot and final show as Hell of a Boss did, it'll be fine. And it was. I watched the first season, I'm like, yeah, I like this, it's pretty cool. But I wasn't, like, super-duper enamored with it then, even. It's season 2 was so fucking good, I'm like, okay, yep, I'm a fan now. Totally a fan now. So it's so funny that people just act like you can only like or dislike things for, like, meta reasons. It's so strange.
At Mr. DeBossBaby6969 send a super chat. Tax fraud tax. Wait a minute.
You're laundering your money through me, of course.
At DinoNuggy22 sent a super chat. Vox follower / simp tax.
You would not be immune to his propaganda.
At 4,050,72 sent a super chat. I knew you'd need me here to be your unwilling audience. WHA and you lose your marbles in Act 3.
Will Lily make me lose my marbles? We'll find out.
Fan from Dublin sent a super chat. I'm going to the West End in a few months. I'm hoping to see Beetlejuice the musical.
Hey.
Beetlejuice.
I have heard good things about it.
At Dana_Brain sent a super chat. Saw a video today where even the Hazbin defenders are like, yeah, nothing happens in this show and it made me mad. Lol.
What are they even talking about?
At Galonic111 sent a super chat. Us making Psy watch Lork. Yes.
I know, right? But the thing is, Lily was supposed to make an Animal Farm video. She was supposed to make a video on Animal Farm. Her fucking $10 patrons voted for it. And then she went, nah, I'm not doing that. And it's like, okay. And hey, Billy Donuts, welcome. Thank you for bringing the donuts.
At Cuddlebug Buggy sent a super chat.
Thank you for the blank super chat or super sticker. I'm not sure which that might have been. I can only see things from the OBS end.
At Bakuasimber3481 sent a super chat. The enemy of my enemy is my friend Tax.
Well, thank you. But yeah, but I wanted to show that off because I showed it off to my Discord and a few people were asking me to show it here. So I started a thumbnail anticipating Lily making an Animal Farm video. Now, I had already bought Animal Farm, and am going to review that fucking stupid Andy Serkis movie that's coming out in May. I'm going to actually... That's gonna be a Friday stream now, actually, because it comes out on a Friday, so I'm gonna go see the fucking movie, come home, and immediately just spill all my thoughts about it. So, that'll be fun. And I'm gonna go see Iron Lung tomorrow at the same, like, local, independently owned cinema that we have around here that has big, comfy seats and sells booze. It's great.
At ChipManly1 sent a super chat. Sanity tax. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, well, at least we can be insane about Lily and not have to go slowly insane reading up on all the things happening in the world right now. It's, yeah, this might actually be a fucking break for me. Though then again, last time I reacted to Lily, my brain almost melted. So.
At Weak Freak sent a super chat. It's lorching time.
It is lorching time. Yeah, I have heard Iron Lung is good, but also I just want to support it because I've been a fan of Markiplier for a long time, and I'm so proud of him. He was able to fund this movie himself with $3 million, starred in it, directed it, edited it himself, got it into theaters, and it's made over 20 million back so far. So far! And Hollywood is so threatened by it that they booted Iron Lung off the box office charts for a little bit there, trying to hide that it was eating the lunch of all of these fucking mainstream studio movies, and that makes me so fucking happy. I am so much about independent art overtaking the studio system. I want the studio system to burn to the ground and the new growth to rise up from the ashes. Anyone can make anything from anywhere now, and that scares them. And we should continue to scare them by letting creatives be self-directed. I think this is a great thing, so I am so happy to go out and support this movie.
At RBCherry88 sent a super chat. Doing my Spanish homework, but I'm bad at sentence structure tags. Crying face emoji.
It's verb conjugation that always gets you in Spanish. Why is it so fucking complicated?
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. Me and my friends are seeing Iron Lung tonight.
Hey,
Party
nice.
popper emoji.
I'm gonna go see it tomorrow afternoon at the local cinema we have. We've been kind of snowed in, so it's been a little hard to get out of the house. Hey!
At VarishWolf95 sent a super chat. I am not a fan of Hazbin Hotel, not my cup of tea, but I do love to hate on Lily. So take my money, starstruck emoji. Also, I hope you enjoy Iron Lung. It was a fun watch.
Yeah, I do like meditative, claustrophobic horror movies. I never watched him play the game. I might have to go back and watch his playthrough now, because it's based on an indie game he played that was like a retro-style indie game that was very low budget, and he loved it so much he made a passion project movie on it, I guess.
Advocatesimber3481 sent a super chat. The only things studios have ATP is IP.
Yep, all they have is IP, and they ruin every single IP they get their fucking hands on, because all of the major entertainment companies are not led by creatives. They're led by just soulless business people who don't even seem to understand why people like entertainment and don't respect artists and don't respect what they can do. Like, they hire these people to make these things and then second guess them and get in their way every step of the fucking way.
At that comic Handmang fan from Dublin sent a super chat. I'm seeing a production of the Revan Hansen in April.
Oh, nice. I've heard mixed things about that one, but...
At 111 sent a super chat. Sigh watching the studio corpus burn. Yes, yes.
Yes, that's me. That's me going, yes, yes, burn to the ground. It's gonna take us a little while to get to the video with all this talk right now. Anyway, I was gonna show you guys, and then we have to have the Kaiser fan art corner, of course. But what the fuck happened to my music? Why is it always, like, pause on this song? It's so weird.
At Dana_Brain sent a super chat. It is funny that the one time Iron Lung wasn't the #1 movie was when they pulled it from theaters. When it got put back due to popular demand, it was #1 again.
I don't think it got pulled from theaters, but like I just said, somebody kind of just slid it off the box office results because it was at #1. It got surpassed by the new Sam Raimi movie, which is expected, but they're trying to say Melania is #2. Fucking bullshit. Nobody is gonna go see that. Come on. Oh, God.
At Plasmamu sent a super chat. I'm going to watch Iron Lung at 4 and the vodka will make the decisions after that. Face with bags under eyes emoji. His gameplay on it was fun.
Yeah, maybe I should go watch the, after I see the movie, I should go watch the original Let's Play.
At Alt Account for the Lulz sent a super chat. Imagine the famous YouTuber loving your game so much they make a asshole movie about it and it's a massive hit.
I know.
That must be so surreal to see.
I hope he gives the original creator some kickback from the overwhelming box office results, but he probably will, because Mark's a good guy. Anyway, so here was the Animal Farm thumbnail I started in anticipation until Lily decided she was just gonna say no to her $10 a month patrons who voted for her to do an Animal Farm video. Can you imagine if I did shit like that to you guys? I mean, I don't even have a Patreon anymore. I closed it because I felt like I didn't use it enough, and here she is charging people $10 a month so they can vote on her video ideas and then just not do them. So anyway, I made Lily Napoleon, of course, and because he's a Berkshire pig, I could still do the brown face joke, which I'm very pleased with. But I also made her look like Miss Piggy because I thought it was funny. And yes, I'm the cat. I'm the filthy centrist cat in the story, of course. I almost made myself one of the goats, but I said, nah, I should be the cat.
At that Comic Headmania fan from Dublin sent a super chat. Hollywood basically threw a tantrum.
They did, and they haven't noticed that they have been left so far behind now. I mean, look at all the indie pilots that are doing so well on YouTube. Look at Glitch, just making bank on YouTube, making shows, just making high-quality things that you would have seen on TV 10 years ago, you know?
At Sawesomeness sent a super chat. Can't wait for a theatrical Psy movie. Sell out tax.
I don't know what the fuck I would do for a movie.
At Vacuousimbered3481 sent a super chat. Why not stream a LP of Iron Lung?
I'm not sure if it's exactly my kind of game. I guess I'd have to look up what the actual, like, gameplay is. I mean, I'm going to be doing No, I'm Not Human and Who's Leela soon, which I think are similar kind of point-and-click horror games. But I guess we'll see. So yeah, I'll probably save the game streaming for like the weekend or something. I'm gonna start up game streaming again, so everyone just voted between those two. For God's sakes!
At NeoKaiser0 sent a super chat.
Oh, you're not making me aura.
Tax? So cringe. Here's the tax for Amaewa mo Shinderu.
Amaewa Shinderu. Happy?
At Hikaru9624 sent a super chat. Curse you for getting me into tonight's tax. Animal Farm was my childhood back in the day. Memories of that old VHS playing at my late grandparents'.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the novella soon, and like I said, I'll probably read it again before I review the movie. It's gonna be a Friday stream. I'm just gonna go see the fucking Animal Farm movie and rant to you guys about how bad it is.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Imagine paying $10 to get a creator to cover something you wanna hear their opinion about. And then they just say, no fuck you. Takes your money.
I don't know how she has fans. I really don't.
At Sconsan Jam sent a super chat. Loved Iron Lung. Have you seen Wake Up Dead Man?
No, but I also haven't seen Knives Out, so I kind of actually want to try to watch all of those Rian Johnson Knives Out verse movies in order. So I'll probably wait till it's on streaming. It's just a bunch of movies I still have to watch. I have to get in the right headspace, you know? It's the tism and maybe ADHD that I'm not gonna get tested for. Whatever. Yeah, I've heard Knives Out is good and all of that. I don't know if I've seen any of Rian Johnson's other movies besides the fucking Last Jedi, which we know how people feel about that movie. So yeah, so Lily, if you do your fucking Animal Farm video, this is what you have to look forward to, but I'm so salty. I was like, oh, finally, something, like, new from Lily that I can have fun with. No, she just talks about fucking Hazbin Hotel again. Oh, my God. How could you do this to me, Lily? How could you do this to me? And also, since I have more people here than usual because it's a Lily stream, I do have a stream on Fridays now. We only just started it last week, but I am going to be regularly streaming on Fridays now, and it's just going to be mostly me, not drawing, just reacting to things, going over shit on the internet, lots of stuff I have to read, things like that, you know.
At Lake Valor sent a super chat. I'm a bit late, but here's to a good old lorching.
It was a good, it has been a bit for a good old lorchin. Has been a little bit, I guess.
At Keaton Farter sent a super chat. Hey, to-do.
Yeah. Just to prove to people I don't react to every single one of Lily's videos like they think I do. I didn't react to this fucking one about Polyrep. I haven't reacted to any of her, Pedo Nami videos. I think we maybe did this one casually on just a non-react stream. But yeah, like, I haven't reacted to any of this shit because I got nothing to say about it. You know, we did the Knights of Guinevere one, of course, because I was really, really into that pilot. But yeah, people act like I just react to every single Lily video and Milker. No, if I don't got nothing to say, I don't fucking react to it. There's the one I finished an entire bottle of Tequila Rose halfway through because it was so awful.
At Sconsan Jam sent a super chat. Random lore dump. I got my first partner the old Animal Farm DVD as a gift because I loved it. When we broke up, I kept it for myself. Zero regrets. At Nero Maroon 92 sent a super chat. Watched Return to Silent Hill. Wish I would have wasted Iron Lung instead. Biggest regret.
Yeah, I everything I've heard about Return to Silent Hill just hurts me. Like, I knew it wasn't gonna be good. Because it's still Christoph Gans, the fucking misogynistic Frenchman who made the first two and fucked up Silent Hill 3 so badly. So I knew Silent Hill 2 was not going to be good, especially if there's gonna be in the continuity of the first two fucking movies they made. But dear God, it's like, why do you just change details just to change details? And think you know better than the source material? I hate that fucking shit. Hate that fucking shit so much. Silent Hill Revelation was the one based on Silent Hill 3, and they took fucking Vincent and made him Heather's teenage love interest. Like, what the fuck?
At GregCharles3240 sent a super chat. You should watch Good Luck, have fun and don't die. It's from the same director who made Rango, the first two Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Gore Verbinski? Yeah, I like him. I've never heard of that one, though, so maybe I'll look it up. We almost got a Gore Verbinski Bioshock movie. I will forever be bitter about that never came to fruition. But, yeah, so, the thing is, Silent Hill 2 would make a great movie if somebody would adapt it faithfully. You know, that was never gonna happen with Christoph fucking Gans. Anyway, enough ranting, let's see what, let's see what Kaiser has sent me today. And then we'll get into the actual fucking video. Let's see. Come on, there has to be something around here. Wait, I might have something. Oh, I remember this. Everyone talked endlessly about this. There's nothing new to add. It's perfect for a stream! Haha! Pennies! Sing gold! Thank you, Kaiser, for roasting me. I don't always talk about things way after they happen. Alright, I talked about the stale 2000 stuff when it happened and nobody cared.
At Kendall_ sent a super chat. Listening while playing Tony Hawk Tax.
That's pretty based. That's pretty based, I have to say. That's pretty based.
At Bakuasimpered3481 sent a super chat. Silent Hill. Oops, all Mary.
Yeah, that's the spoiler, if you care, is that Mary is also Angela and Laura for some reason. I don't know why. Why would you even do that? Eddie is barely in the movie. It's like they completely missed the point of Eddie and Angela being the polar opposite reactions to James of, you know, killing a person. But okay, Christoph Gans, okay, whatever you fucking say, bro. You're a shitty director.
At CatPeasant106 sent a super chat. SH
Really?
Revelations was directed by MJ Bassett. Not the French man.
Whoever was in charge of the writing, I want their head. Why did you turn Vincent into Heather's teenage love interest, you fucking bastards? Why would you do that? In what universe? Did you just read a plot synopsis and decide to just use character names? And then, never mind. Stop. You're getting me all worked up. I have to do this Wani dub. It's Inko being a oblivious himbo like I like him, so let's do this. If you don't know what the fuck I'm doing this for, a while ago I played a visual novel made by Channers called I Wanna Hug That Gator, and it was really funny, and everyone likes the funny voices I did for it. So Kaiser makes me do this, and then he posts it on Twitter. So there we go.
Inko, I'm not wearing panties.
I'll buy you some new ones tomorrow, Olivia. Honk shoe, honk shoe, honk shoe. He went to sleep, you see. He went to sleep. Anyway. So now that I have the music off, I've got no excuse not to just go into the fucking video, do I? So let's do this. So we'll close the Animal Farm, the sad, unused Animal Farm thumbnail that I'm bitter about now, Lily.
At Sconsan Jam sent a super chat. Also Neil Gaiman tried to come back to social media last week and everybody bodied him. It was gold.
Didn't he try to come back on fucking Substack, too? It was...
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. Lol, I just rewatched your Lore Cute in a TTS React.
People rewatch
was telling
that?
a friend about it. I was so mad about Lork's failed in a nutshell that she asked me to watch Uteno with her cause she's never seen it.
Hey, very good. Well, it all worked out in the end, but yeah, Lily, a TTS parody should not be a half fucking hour long. It shouldn't be more than fucking 2 minutes long, honestly. The only thing I remember from that one, because again, I drank an entire bottle of tequila halfway through and was like, oh god, oh no, I've drank it all already. All I remember is Lily very tellingly thinking Oni-san is a sex thing. Tells us a lot about the kind of anime you watch, Lily.
A Talking Movie Bubbles B6 and sent a super chat. Star Giant fact, he once told a just-turned 18-year-old to watch out for Quagmire.
I had to watch out for Herbert the Pervert before that, I imagine, yeah. Okay, who else but Star Giant? Yeah, who also likes why do all of these fucking freaks like Family Guy? That's what I want to know. Lily does too. Okay, speaking of Family Guy, I know how the video starts, so I'm gonna make a Family Guy joke. So let's just go.
Huh? Now what are you all doing here? Hasn't my rapist of a sister driven the last of you away yet?
Oh my god, who starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. Anyway, Lily, why do you start a video like that? I happened to see this on the forums, that she starts out the video with, hasn't my rapist of a sister chased you all away? And it's like, imagine, like, is this how you rebuild your channel, Lily? Imagine if you're somebody who's never heard of Lily, and you just go, oh hey, cool! A video on Hazbin Hotel, and you click on it, and that's the first thing you hear. Not knowing who Lily is. You think maybe you'd be a little off-put by that, right? Or thinking she's making some kind of rape joke? Who starts a video like that, Lily? Are you trying to kill your channel? I don't know. Does she want an audience, or she just wants sycophants, is what she wants. An audience is too dangerous. They might turn on you. What she wants is slavish sycophants who will do whatever she says and pay her $10 a month to vote on videos that she then refuses to do. So, yeah, you'd click off immediately, but let's watch the rest of this while I draw Pearl in Carmilla's outfit. I'm probably gonna have Spinel and Amethyst in the background like, holy shit! Looking at her do the splits, because it's funny. That's my plan for today. Anyway, I'm procrastinating.
Well, you're here, might as well entertain you somehow. How's the Hazbin Hotel discourse been
I'm sure
that is
entertained.
something. Alright, fine, I'm in a discoursing mood. Here's some talking points about Hazbin Hotel Season 2 that I think are really dumb.
Well, Lily, you had a video to make. Your fans who pay you $10 a month voted for a video for you to make, and you didn't make it. So, like, why are you acting like, oh, if only I had any ideas? The fuck is this?
This was something I heard through the grapevine more than once, that Season 2 focused on male characters too much. That's not really the problem. The problem was too much focus on male characters that aren't interesting. I don't really take issue with the writers who would rather focus on one gender over another. I take issue when a male...
Except they don't, Lily. The reason why this is bullshit when people say this is because they ignore the female characters and then go, why is the show ignoring the female characters? Or they just see how much fan art Vox and Alistair get and go, everyone's ignoring the female characters. Like, I swear, what is the #1 complaint about Charlie this season? That she has flaws. People are now upset that she isn't a Mary Sue. People react to the show in such stupid fucking ways. Can you just, like, watch it? Can you just watch it and just see what it's saying and enjoy it? But yeah, generally when the Hazbin Hatedom says the show ignores the female characters, what they mean is they ignore the female characters.
Writers who would rather focus on one gender over another. I take issue when a male-centric writer is degrading their female characters to do it. And for the most part, Hazbin Hotel doesn't do that, except for Charlie, but at this point I think Madrano just never really had a conception for Charlie's character. I think this...
What the fuck do you mean? Charlie has been incredibly consistent and is clearly, like, based on Madrano herself. Very heavily, actually. This is the other thing I don't get about people complaining about Season 2. Like, oh no, Charlie has the character flaws she has had the entire time. And is now getting frazzled by Vox, so we're seeing them expressed more intensely than we have before. But Charlie has always had these issues. He's always been toxically positive. She's always been a little too prideful. She always gets a little too... She's like a female Jack Skellington. She gets a little too wrapped up in her own ideas and excitement. Doesn't listen to sense, you know? So, Charlie's not a self-insert, but she does have a lot of Medrano herself in her, and she said especially this season, Charlie reflected herself a lot. So, the season everyone is calling Charlie stupid and complaining she has flaws is the time Medrano based Charlie most on her. So, I don't know what that tells you.
Charlie's character. I think this complaint comes from two places. For one, Medrano did explicitly say that Hell of a Boss was more male-centric, while Hazbin Hotel was more female-centric, but creators often say completely false things about their own works in interviews all the time. I've lost track over the last few years how many times creators would get the details of their own story wrong, only to have...
You mean like you, Lily? You mean like you? Remember when I talked about your work Scars that you wrote directly into Tumblr, so you don't have a copy of it anymore after you got banned for the, like, 4th time for telling somebody to kill themselves? Remember that? You thought, Sage and Asana were married in the story I'd written, when really they were 17-year-olds who you wrote about fucking after prom, and then Asana's mom greeting her with Plan B in the 80s in the morning. Remember that? There was no marriage in what you wrote, Lily, and... So, you thought your own personal headcanon about your story should have just been known, so you do the exact same thing you complain about.
People accept it as gospel. So I've always had a policy of just...
I also like Charlie. She's a really fun character, and Erica Lineback, that's her name, right? Lineback, something like Linebacker? Erica Linebacker understands the assignment. I love her as Charlie. Again, I didn't like the Hazbin pilot. I didn't like it. I thought, it's impressive they were able to put this together, but I don't like it. I didn't like Charlie in the pilot either, but however Erica performs her differently, she's perfect. She's the I'm getting her confused with the voice actor of Luna. Erica Hessingen. Sorry. Henningsen. Erica. Just Erica. I'm just gonna call her Erica. It's fine. No, she strikes that perfect balance of naivety and excitement and earnestness, but, also, a little bit into herself a little too much, she does it great. I think with Vaggie is, I think Stephanie Beatrice was pitching her voice down a little too low, especially when singing as Vaggie. Like, now that she's stopped trying to strain her voice lower, I think her performance is a lot better in Season 2. I don't know why she was doing that. Erica Skellington, that's her name.
A super chat. If the Emperor had a text-to-speech device is a better parody because it Biggie is the only one with THRTTS, and is actually a parody.
Yes, I'm just letting some supers go through.
Sent a super chat. What are you doing? Video's over. Get out of here.
So now it's like, what are you doing? Video's beginning. Get out of here.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. Who the F starts a video like that? I just got here.
Yeah, I don't think she wants fans, guys. She's just gonna drive away anyone who's not a freak.
Tyler Preston 699 sent a super chat. After Lorsh, can we watch Silent Hill but as a bad 2000s comedy movie trailer as a palate cleanser?
Maybe, if I remember. Which I might not by the end of this.
305 sent a super chat. Hates him. Vivzy Pup hates female characters. Charlie the main character of HH. Hello. Haters, silence. You don't count. At Sconsan sent a super chat. We want complicated female characters. Lies.
Yeah, total fucking lies. You can't even take a female character with flaws. And I think it's like a lot of the people who criticize Hazbin are jealous that it wasn't them. It's not their Blorbos up on the big screen because they didn't work for it. They think they're just one day away from a producer discovering their fan art online or their OCs online and handing them a show, which is not how it happens or works ever. And they just get mad at Vivzy Pop succeeding, so they find all sorts of reasons to, like, criticize her. Now it's, well, Charlie's not a Mary Sue and has flaws is the problem, because all of these people would write their own super special Blorbo self-insert as a Mary Sue if they were making their own show that they had complete creative control over. They would. So, it's projection. It's pure projection. Always has been. And there are legitimate criticisms you can have of the Helliverse and the shows, yes, but unfortunately we can't get to those because there's this sludge of misogyny on top of it because people are just pissed off that a cringe woman from the internet succeeded at something by building her own studio from scratch. Like, okay, you go out and do that then if you want what she has. Go on, go do it, go! See how easy it is. You actually have to fucking work for these things. And if you can't or don't want to, well, you're gonna have to be happy where you are. These people also get pissed at me for just being content at where I am as a content creator. It's like, yeah, I'm okay with this. This could be my ceiling. I don't care. Josie and Cougar are good. I haven't talked to them in a bit. Everyone's been a bit busy. Life happens. Anyway, let's stop procrastinating.
Never taking interviews into account
draw this
at
skirt
all.
in this
Personally, I think creators need to stop doing these interviews. They're just loaded with lore questions, and I think fandom needs to stop taking them seriously.
Lily hates creators giving interviews, as always. She just doesn't like it.
But second, Hazbin Hotel...
Lily doesn't like creative people talking or expressing themselves, we know.
Well, it's a very big sapphic audience from the pilot who generally feel betrayed that the show is a sausage fest. To those people, I'd like to...
Excuse me? Who? Lily, who you... Well, Lily, you have said you are bisexual, so I don't think you could be, talking for me exactly here. I'm not disappointed with the character roster in Hazbin Hotel at all. I quite enjoy everybody, to be honest. So... I don't need, like, lesbians to be everywhere to enjoy something, unlike some people out there.
Who generally feel betrayed that the show is a sausage fest. To those people, I'd like to say... Come the fuck on. Half the characters are in the Tumblr sexy man suit. Lucifer may as well be the Onceler with horns. You should already-
You mean the vaudeville suit. This is the other thing I get that fucking pisses me off about people. People are like, why is it so red? Why is everyone wearing suit jackets and bow ties and top hats? Cause it's vaudeville! That's why, motherfucker! Look up vaudeville and burlesque. Learn your fucking theater history.
know exactly what Madrona-
No, Jeremy Jordan is not the fucking- How is he the Onceler? Just cause Tumblr sexy man? Like, Lucifer is a complete dumbass who avoids everything. How is he anything like the Onceler?
Taste in character design and characters are. Tumblr sexy men were not exactly-
Didn't you say Penchus was your favorite character, like, in your old Hazbin videos? And you haven't even talked about his arc in this season, at all. The first video she admitted was just her notes, and she was just, like, rambling from her notes off the cuff and did a very poor job of it. So, yeah.
A Talking Movie Bubbles B6 sent a super chat. If I watch another Star Giant vid where he said I meet this voice actor, I'm going to off someone.
I mean, if you meet a voice actor at their booth at a con, that's not special.
Something that appealed to people with interesting tastes, or who would make interesting characters. They appealed to a very boring type of straight or bisexual woman whose taste in men was skinny and more skinny, and that was it. On top of that,
of course, it's women's fault. Of course, it's women's fault that the male characters are so popular, and it's the woman writer's fault as well. It always comes back to women being to blame, isn't it, Lily, huh? Isn't it, Lily? Just like you seem to hate every single female showrunner in existence.
They appealed to a very boring type of straight or bisexual woman whose taste in men was skinny and more...
I wouldn't call monster fuckers boring. You could call monster fuckers a lot of things, but boring?
Skinny, and that was it. On top of that, most of the characters are also hot topic personas. I mean, hell, just look at Hell of a Boss. There's furries all over the place. You see, there's
furries all over the place in Hazbin Hotel too, because Vizzy Pop is a fucking furry. This is a pretty furry show, Lily. It might be a little stealth for the normies, but this is a very furry show.
This article on Wikipedia, you could read about this. It's called White Torture, where they lock a prisoner of war in a completely white room and deprive them of all sensation. And that's what you get if you combine Tumblr sexy men with furries, the two most boring things in the entire history of the universe.
You could call furries a lot of things, but boring is definitely not one of them. What do you mean? What is this analogy? Did you just learn about this white room thing and you just wanted to shove it in somewhere? Like that time you kept overusing the term open air prison for things that did not describe at all? So, okay. Like, who told her about this recently, that she just had to work it into a video? Somebody... Yeah, furries work at NASA, Lily. Furries, like, control our entire tech infrastructure. You better not shit-talk the furries. They also pay a lot of money for art. Like, a lot.
and deprive them of all sensation. And that's what you get if you combine Tumblr sexy men with furries, the two most boring things in the entire history of the universe. Madrano's characters are all built from pre-built tropes and archetypes that do that very cute 2000s internet thing where they're all over-designed like crazy, because they kinda have to be.
They're not over-designed, though. They all got very streamlined for this show. Just because there's a lot of like details on them doesn't mean these characters aren't pretty simple.
So
Look at Vox. His whole head is just a rectangle. That's a pretty simple thing to draw. These characters are very segmented too. Now she's gonna show a lineup of them. Maybe I can go over
internet
more.
Thing where they're all over-designed like crazy because they kinda have to be. And this is reflected in the way Madrano writes. The number of characters in Hazbin Hotel that are actually—
Ah! Oh no! Sorry, I just clicked on some smooth jazz on the side by accident, guys. Do you like this? I've been listening to this a lot lately.
You get if you combine Tumblr sexy men with furries, the two most boring things in the entire history of the universe. Madrano's characters are all built from pre-built tropes and archetypes that do that very cute 2000s internet thing where they're all over-designed.
Well, if you go into my playlist, I do have a playlist called Ambient Electronica where I save a lot of these log mixes I like listening to if you like my taste in music.
Like crazy, because they kinda have to be. And this is reflected in the way Madrano writes. The number of characters—
Alright, this is what I was waiting for. So, like, if you look at the character designs, they are pretty simple, because, like, you have one shape for the torso, then you have the limbs, then you have the head. So, it's actually, like, you have, like, a triangle here, rectangle here, you know, triangle, rectangle, triangle, rectangle. You know, they're actually not that complex. It's just with all the little buttons and colors, they kind of look complex. If you strip these characters down to just their base outlines, there's really not a lot of lines and shapes to them. They keep a lot of interior lines out of it. Like, you don't see a lot of, besides, like, lapels and stuff, you don't see a lot of interior lines within the characters' silhouettes. They actually are not that very complicated. They're very streamlined, especially from her old designs. And these are all streamlined for animation. This is why they look different from the pilot. You know, they've all been simplified from the pilot. I much prefer Charlie's. I like that they gave her the red eyes and everything. I think it really makes her face stand out more. Even Alistair is pretty simplified. So yeah, these designs are all basically just main shapes. Like Alistair, like two shapes. You can count maybe his ears as a shape. Shape 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, like, the arms, like 4 shapes, 5 shapes. These characters are not as complicated as people think they are. It's so frustrating when people say that. You know, like, when I say that the redesigns are bad for animation, and they go, well, what about all the canon designs? It's like, do you actually know anything about art and animation, though? Like, how can you be an artist and not see how simple these silhouettes are?
@AngleDraws sent a super chat. Personally, I make all my favorite types of little guys suffer in D&D instead of complaining about them not being in a random TV show.
Good use of your time. I
Man
approve.
Lena sent a super chat. Why they're wearing suits. Men with suits hot.
Like I said, it's fucking vaudeville. Part of it is why.
@CatPeasant106 sent a super chat. Shut up, Lily. I'm allowed to love Alastair to an unhealthy degree. Don't hate on my straight self.
Well, it's okay. Alistair wouldn't want you, so...
@ActionFan19 sent a super chat. You want an example of monster fuckers not being boring. Watch out of a short 3.
I love that. Oh, you're one of those.
Jasmine305 sent a super chat. Yes. Furries and monster fuckers. Such pedestrian, normie interests.
Yeah, Lily, what are you into that you think that's boring? Well, we know, don't we?
@Belonic111 sent a super chat. Amazing how Lily can be a misogynist and a misandrist at the same time.
That's because she's a misanthrope. She just hates everybody and only cares about things if they benefit her. So anyway, she was projecting hard when she fucking called Laios a fucking sociopathic misanthrope. Lily, that's you!
@NostalgicNerd9036 sent a super chat. At this point Lily is just doing this for rage biting when it comes to female artists or clicks. Also I love Vortex.
Oh yeah, Vortex, rare favorite character. He's the furry guy. But I don't. If Lily was rage baiting, she'd be better at it though. Like she'd be getting more clicks. She just genuinely hates when female artists succeed. This is a pattern of hers.
Characters in Hazbin Hotel that are actually interesting are quite few. Most of the characters are actually very dull because of fucking course they are. Their designs reek of a creative foundation that often doesn't allow for interesting characters to flourish. Because one of the first things a good writer learns is not to make characters like this in the first place. This is the D&D...
Characters like what? Like you're not actually saying what the problem supposedly is, Lily. What is wrong with all of these characters you're showing on screen? Why do their fucking character designs prevent them from being interestingly written? I mean, as you say this, you're showing footage of Valentino, like, waxing poetic about Vox, which was a very funny turn in his character, that he can be so weepy and needy when it comes to Vox, you know?
The law of inverse flourish. The more over-designed a character is, the less interesting the writing behind them is going to be. Expecting anything else...
How? How is that a rule, Lily? You're saying if a character is complex in appearance, the writing behind them couldn't be good? Why would a character design impact the writing? Sometimes character designs come long after something is written. Trying to think of a character with a really complex design that's, like, really interesting. Like, what about Flowey's final boss form at the end of Undertale? Does that final boss form being so complex and over-designed mean all the writing before that is null and void? Is that how that works, Lily? Like, that's the first thing that popped in my head was, like, the fucking final PSD boss of Flowey. You know? Oh, yeah! What about Kingdom Hearts, Lily? What about Kingdom Hearts? You're gonna say those character designs aren't overdone? All those fucking weird-ass outfits they get Sora in? Is Sora a badly written character because his character design is so overdone? You know? Like, what is that point even? Because again, writers and artists aren't always the same people. So a writer might write a character and then the character designer designs them differently. Actually, we were kind of talking about with Death Note the other day in my Discord. Because I said, I bet the writer of Death Note didn't plan for Misa to be a goth character, but that's just what Obata, the artist, did. You know? Oba probably didn't write her that way, but Obata did. You know, Oba probably didn't write, what's his name? Mikami to look like a long-haired pretty boy. It probably wasn't what he had in mind when he wrote the character, but that's how Obata drew him. You know? So how is this a rule that if a character has a complex character design, they are going to be badly written? Does that go for live action too, Lily? If somebody has too complex of a costume, is Vecna from Stranger Things just automatically poorly written because this guy had to sit through 8 hours of makeup? I mean, I know season 5 sucked, but you know what I mean? Maybe bad example. You know, but like...
At Hikaru9624 sent a super chat. I find it's good to ask yourself, is this easy to animate? When designing a character. I love LOTR but would die at the thought of animating all that detail, never mind drawing it all on one page.
The thing about good character design, there's a slight rule of thumb, and it's a rule of thumb. This is not like a hard set rule, but the rule of thumb is good character design is when you couldn't possibly take away any more details from the character. You know, when you could express the character in as few details as possible and have them iconic looking, that is good character design. You know, and a lot of these characters, again, they're really not as complex as people act like they are just because they have a variation in, like, color on them, you know? Like, yeah, and a recognizable silhouette. A character has to be instantly recognizable from a glance in order to be memorable. But character design and writing are two different practices, and, like, they don't really have that much of an effect on each other. You could have a wonderfully written character that has a shitty design. You could have a show that doesn't look very... Like, I love the anime Shiki. Shiki is a great horror anime. I fucking hate the art style of it. I don't like the character designs at all. They're all, like, colored rainbow head, big-eyed anime characters in a series that really doesn't call for it. But it's still a really, really good horror anime, and I really like it. It's really well written, even though I think the character designs are kind of garbage. You know? So...
At Balonic111 sent a super chat. Let's not forget she first said she liked Hazbin because Gape said she hated it.
Exactly. Lily just, that's her whole basis for liking or disliking
sent
things.
A super chat. So a doll design means a character is interesting.
I guess, if a character's a dull design, they're automatically well-written? What does she mean? Like, that point makes no goddamn sense, Lily, but your points never make any sense. You just make up bullshit to justify your garbage opinions on things. That's all. I wouldn't say it's tonal dissonance. I just personally don't feel like I feel like the characters could have been a little more realistically drawn for Shiki, and it might have been better for the atmosphere. But it's still like a super good horror anime, especially those last two extra side story episodes. Those are like some of the most fucked up, just psychologically tormenting goddamn episodes. It's so good. Yeah, Shiki is a very interesting horror. I don't even want to give away details. Like, even plot synopses give away too much. If you like horror, and you like the idea of, like, monsters slowly taking over an isolated town, secretly, watch it, please. It's really good.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. I guess that explains why she loves Family Guy.
I guess Family Guy must be well written because the character designs are shit, huh?
From Hazbin Hotel was always foolish. I never expected, not even from the pilot, that Hazbin Hotel would ever be anything greater than good. But it seems a lot of people did, and in fact expected Hazbin Hotel to be some mic drop moment where
I never expected Hazbin Hotel to be a mic drop moment. I just said if it has as big a gloat between pilot and final show as hell of it did, it'll be fine. And, you know, again, I did not like the Hazbin pilot, and season 1 was okay, I enjoyed it, but wasn't my favorite thing. Season 2 is fantastic, and I will stand by that.
This indie darling would show the studios how it's done. But Hazbin Hotel, as a show, is the very distillation of fandom as a concept. It's an adult animated show filled with blood and gore and death and swearing, but the themes are extremely simple, childish, and non-threatening. The plot stops dead.
What's childish about, you know, there could be hope even in the depths of hell? What's childish about that idea, Lily? That's a concept in a lot of adult movies, that you can still find hope and love even in the depths of hell, and in this case, it's literally hell. So, yeah, so why are you saying, like, a show with, like, swearing and blood and guts can't also have, like, heartwarming, positive messages? Why are those two things, like, together, side by side, verboten to you? That sounds uninteresting to me, Lily, if you think a show can only be one or the other.
The themes are extremely simple, childish, and non-threatening.
What do you think the
plot stops dead
are?
multiple times for an AMV, and it has more in common thematically.
The plot stops dead for an AMV. Anybody who thinks a song in a musical means the plot is stopping dead is not engaging correctly with a musical. And this always drives me crazy. And this is one of the reasons people don't enjoy musicals, is because they think they're waiting for the song to be over for the plot to continue. The songs are the plot in a musical. I don't know how many times I have to say this. The songs are the plot in a musical. They are telling you the plot. They are telling you character development. This is how musicals work. You have to actually pay attention to the songs and the lyrics of those songs. And usually the lyrics are pretty easy to follow because they enunciate, because it's a musical and you're supposed to be following these things. Oh my god, that is the worst take. I always hear, and it's always just people that are like, well, I don't hate musicals. It's like, yes, you do. If you think a song is interrupting the story, yes, you hate musicals.
AdvocateSimbered3481 sent a super chat. TBF here, my hope is straight out of Care Bears.
Look, I have agreed with that take, but I like it thematically. I like that thematically Charlie was able to, for a single moment, unite all of hell in one cause for their own benefit in a way that Vox never would have been able to. That is the fucking point. It's really not that difficult to understand. And I don't know why people rag on it so hard. Like I said in my review on it, I did make a couple of cuts of my episode discussions as a sort of experiment for my channel, and the second one did pretty well, my one on the finale. And I said that, well, I lost my train of thought now, though. Damn it, I'll let the super chat come through until I remember what the fuck I was about to say.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. My Sonorosi is simple and has a story to her. She's a scorpion that's a mix of Scorp from Skylanders and Scorpia from the Sheer series. She was a venom poacher in life and obsessively fights in the Overlord games in death.
Cool. Nice. That's the cool thing about Hazbin is, yeah, there's lots of room to make OCs. They have so many creative designs and even the background characters and stuff like that, you know?
At Astora Master sent a super chat. The songs in a musical are caps for plot points.
Yes.
They're saying here's where we are now. I'm excited for more of Lily's bad music takes.
I know. It's like when the Steven Universe movie first came out, and people were like, oh, I didn't like it, because there was all these songs in there, and it's like, okay, listen, you have to actually pay attention to the songs. Watch it again, but this time treat the songs as part of the plot, and a lot of people went, oh yeah, I liked it more this time around, because I watched it that way. It's like, yes, that's how you're supposed to be watching it in the first place.
At Dana_Brain sent a super chat. Why do PPL like Lily only see Disney musicals and think that's how all musicals work?
I don't know, but I think Disney musicals have, like, ruined people's perception of what a musical is. No, you're not waiting for the Kids Bop Pop song to stop, because Disney likes to have, like, 3 songs in one movie be a showstopper that does not advance the plot. That doesn't mean that's how musicals actually work. Like, that's why I like Encanto so much. Encanto operates like an actual stage musical and could be adapted to stage very easily.
At 5Kios sent a super chat. One thing I've noticed with reactors is that they're like, oh, the plot keeps going during the songs. Neat. And I just have to scream into a pillow JFC.
Like, it's okay to not like musicals, but at least understand how they work, at least understand the genre.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Is Lily one of those rare people who dislike music?
She is, actually. I can't figure out what Lily actually listens to regularly, if she listens to music regularly at all. She, much like movie and show and game genres, she does not understand music genres. We were just talking about that fucking TTS Utena parody she made that I sat through drunkenly. In that, she thinks Limp Bizkit is goth music. No, not Linkin Park. She thinks Linkin Park is goth music. She thinks the Zetai Unme song sounds like Dragon Force just because there's, like, a metal guitar in it. It's insane. It's like Lily is missing the part of her brain that lets people appreciate art and beauty. Like, she's such a fascinating creature to me. And that's why we keep reacting to her. And also because she's a good springboard for discussions like we're having right now. Yeah, sorry, it was Linkin Park, not Limp Bizkit. I think I blocked out most of that stream. So...
At Cosmic Wooloo sent a super chat. I'm glad Lorp didn't talk about Rooster. He's the best character of the season. Loved his arc.
I know, right? Rooster was really the MVP of this arc of the season.
At Shirley sent a super chat. Season 2 felt way more like a stage musical than 1.
I agree. I mean, Season 1 did have a 3-act structure of a sorts, but this one had a much more clear 3-act structure, even to the point where Alistair joked in one of his reprises that Vox was gonna lose his marbles in Act 3. And it had much better pacing, because one thing I always agree with is Season 1 had really bad pacing, and I understand they were trying to cram in a lot of stuff because they weren't sure if they were going to get more seasons. I understand that. I still don't like it. I wish it had a much more breathing room. But 2 definitely was much better paced. Much, much better paced. I think the show has really hit its stride now. And I'm very excited to see what the next seasons are going to be like. Because we know there's going to be at least 4. They're hoping for a 5th. So, we have a lot more to look forward to. It's like all these people, too, are like, oh, but this and that wasn't resolved this season. It's like, you know there's gotta be more show, right? you know there's gotta be more show. Like, would you rather they just not keep up with characters like Lute and Lilith at all, and then all of a sudden, boom, here they are for their character arc? That would be stupid.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. The hotel and show are not just about redemption. They're also about community. And to me, here my hope proves that what Charlie is doing is ultimately right, even if she stumbles at times.
Well, see, the thing is, it's always been about community. It's never been about redemption per se. Like, the hotel is supposed to redeem people, but the hotel has always been a stupid idea. Like, in the first season, you're supposed to, like most of the characters, think Charlie's idea is fucking stupid. And they still don't know exactly what got Sir Pentious into heaven. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how it works. But the point is more that people, the people around Charlie are inspired and changed by her. Their attitudes are changed by her. So it's more about the impact Charlie has on people by just being relentlessly positive, even in the worst fucking place in the universe. She is relentlessly positive and won't give up on people. And we need people like that in the world, even if they come across as naive or toxically positive sometimes, or maybe drive you crazy sometimes. We still need people like that, you know?
At Max Mallard sent a super chat. Disney adapting actual stage musicals like Into the Woods definitely did not help public perception.
Oh, I know. Oh god, you know what? I was just remembering too, talking about like the people in charge of things not understanding creatives. Remember when they did Cats? Remember they did Cats and it was terrible, even though they could have just done real costumes like the stage play, which looks so much better. Apparently, what is it, Tom Hooper is the director? Apparently he couldn't look at animatics and rough animation. He was always like, where's the fur? So they had to, like, render everything, all the effects, every single time, just to show him previews. And it wasted so much money. And it's like, these people should not be in charge of creative endeavors of any kind.
At Just Tag Ghost and the Sea sent a super chat. I think Kill La Kill would kill Lily on the spot if she ever watched it. You think HH is tonally confusing, Lork? Hold on to your socks.
Or watch Footy Cootie, maybe. I don't know. And that's the other thing I don't understand. Like, people always like, oh, there's blood and guts and swearing. And it's like, Hazbin isn't even edgier than, like, fucking Family Guy and a bunch of, and, like, Rick and Morty and shit. Like, fucking the average Brandon Rogers video is edgier than Hazbin Hotel. You know? Awesome. Somebody in the chat knows Footy Cootie. The original, of course. The 6-episode original that came out in, like, 2000 or something. That's what I'm talking about, not whatever the fucking sequel they made was.
Non-threatening. The plot stops dead multiple times for an AMV, and it has more in common thematically, intellectually, and socially with an episode of My Little Pony than it does its own contemporaries. This is...
Lily, didn't you fucking, review My Little Pony endlessly and expect, like, adult themes from it like a fucking idiot, even though it's a show for 8-year-olds? You know, that seems to be you have a habit of doing things like that. I'm having so much trouble with the angles of the fucking leg wraps here. You should watch Footy Cootie. Everyone should watch Footy Cootie. It's actually a really good old dub, too, if you prefer to watch a dub. But, like, what are the contemporaries of Hazbin Hotel, though? Like, what do you consider its contemporaries? Like, I guess it's everything else on TV right now? Like, what do you think what animation right now do you think has more mature messaging than fucking Hazbin Hotel? Like, or just any shows? What do you mean?
Thematically, intellectually, and socially with an episode of My Little Pony than it does its own contemporaries. This is...
What contemporaries? What are you comparing it to? What are you standing up? Again, it's like you just say, well, these characters are boring. Okay. Examples? They're all badly written because they're over-designed. Examples? It doesn't stand up to its contemporary. Examples? Like, you just say these things and think you made a point. You're as bad as Limus just going, toxic masculinity. That's my entire point.
This is the show people imagine when they imagine adult...
I don't think we want Lily to get into Madoka, considering all the little girls in it. I just...
Animation getting a more serious audience. An 18+ rating, but extremely unchallenging and safe. An episode of Steven Universe as imagined by Hot Diggity.
Steven Universe mentioned! Everybody take a shot! Well, what is she saying, though?
Getting a more serious audience. An 18+ rating, but extremely unchallenging and safe. An episode of Steven
Okay, well, like... Not everybody who makes animation like this is saying, I want animation to have a serious audience, Lily. They're just making it for people who would enjoy it. Like, maybe we don't need the validation of, like, the Oscars and shit for animation to be, like, a good medium. Like... I've been talking about this lately too. You have all these people that are so-called progressives and so-called socialists, and who always go late-stage capitalism bad, but their measure of success is always through the corporate pipeline. Isn't that interesting, you little corporate bootlicker, you?
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. The only thing HH and MLP have in common are people's weird gravitation to background and minor characters.
And maybe the songs?
3481 sent a super chat. I mean BoJack Horseman is more mature than Ha-Ho.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, BoJack Horseman also has a lot of fucking stupid jokes in it. I mean, people got mad at me for this, and I think they're people who only know about BoJack through, like, fucking internet video essays. Because I'm like, BoJack and Hazbin Hotel have the exact same fucking tone. They do. They both have, like, these gut-wrenching, sincere moments, but all of the rest of the time, it's just zany hijinks and Looney Tunes shit happening. You know? I mean, yeah, people are like, no, BoJack is super serious. Like, there's a whole episode explaining where meat comes from, where they have, like, a bunch of, genetically stupefied chickens. There's an entire culmination season finale where fucking Mr. Peanut Butter saves the underwater city from a whole big, crash of spaghetti with a bunch of spaghetti strainers he bought at the beginning of the season and was just waiting for something to do with. Like, come on! You have Todd do a Prince and the Pauper with a fucking, like, foreign national and cause a bunch of war crimes. Like, it is not that serious of a show. Just because it has these serious gut punch moments that do resonate with the audience doesn't mean the rest of the time isn't just complete fucking hilarious nonsense. Which it is! You know? BoJack is more set in reality, the show with animal people? Like, are we for real right now? BoJack Horseman is a show where a rooster will jog by his house in the morning going, "It's morning!" Come on. They have the same fucking tone.
Universe as imagined by Hot Diggity Demon. The best version of Hazbin Hotel is just a very well-made version of that very stupid premise. And if you accept that going in, you're probably going to have a good
premise?
time. But it was never going to be high art specifically because it is soaked in that masturbatory aspect of fandom that favors aesthetics.
What do you consider high art, Lily? You have to define, what is high art? Lily, what is high art? What do you consider high art, Lily? Like, seriously, what does anyone consider high art these days? Like, Renaissance paintings? Is that high art? You know, fucking art house films, which aren't really made anymore because everything's corporate in Hollywood now? Like, what is high art? Who was expecting this to be high art? Who was expecting this to not just be a fun show? Like, a fun, enjoyable show and not high art? Who was expecting high art out of this? Like, what are you even talking about? You know? This is still art. A lot of people, like, worked on this and put their passion into it and used their creative talents on it.
Very well-made version of that very stupid premise. And if you accept that going in, you're probably going to have a good time. But it was never going to be high art specifically.
Nobody
because it
expected
is
it to
soaked
be.
in that masturbatory aspect of fandom that favors aesthetics over themes. I have been saying this for...
Okay, so give us an example of the show favoring aesthetics over themes. Where in Hazbin Hotel are aesthetics in favor over theme? Give me any example of what you're saying, Lily. Again, you just assert these things without even explaining what the fuck you mean or giving an example.
Literally years about fandom in general.
Utterly.
And that aspect of very Tumblr-esque fandom is really horny for skinny guys and very little else.
You've beaten my giant, which means you're exceptionally strong, so you could have put the poison in your...
I bet you never watched Princess Bride. Don't you dare besmirch it with your dirty mitts there, Lily. She's never watched Princess Bride. Fuck you.
Own goblet, trusting on your strength to save you.
What's next on the list? Alistair's...
So we're gonna power scale Alistair just like Pink King? Is that what we're doing?
weak. Okay, so it seems like a common complaint of the second season is that despite being the most powerful sinner in hell, Alistair spends much of the season getting bounced off every flat surface in the city. This one's actually really easy. His staff is broken. He makes it clear multiple times in the 4th episode that his staff is the source of his power, and without it, he's—
Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, guys. Is Lily smarter than the Hatedom? Lily is actually, like, correcting, correcting the Hatedom. Is Lily smarter than the average Hazbin hater? Oh wow, that's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing for them.
broken. He makes it clear multiple times in the 4th episode that his staff is the source of his power, and without it, he's considerably less powerful. And his staff is broken because he was dumb enough to take on Adam 1v1. The kicker here is in the wording. Alistair is the most powerful sinner in hell. Sinner. Hell has a hierarchy in universe, and sinners and overlords are around the middle of the hierarchy. Alistair's deal means he's the most powerful.
Guys, did we fall into an alternate dimension where Lily is actually, like, correct about something? Are the Hazbin haters actually so fucking stupid that even Lily fucking Orchard can fucking mog them? That's incredible. How do you feel about that, Limus, Artis, Blackish, Pink King? How do you feel about Lily Orchard actually being able to follow this series better than you can? I think you guys all need to go rethink your lives right now.
Sinner in hell, which means he's right about here, and vastly beneath someone like Lucifer, who is an archangel like Adam. It might seem silly to do this kind of power scaling, but remember.
Oh, come on now, Alistair. You really thought being the most powerful sinner,
which you are.
I didn't say not to hurt her, you moron. I said
you're not to lay your hands on her.
These deals are—
Why did you fry the audio for that? Like, is that those two lines aren't even related to what you're fucking talking about? What? Okay, she's back to normal, guys. We're safe. She's back to normal.
Your hands on her!
These deals are extremely specific and extremely semantic. Alistair's deal makes him the most powerful sinner in hell, and not an ounce more. He could be 1% more powerful than the second most powerful sinner, and his deal with Rosie is fulfilled. Which is why he keeps verbally trash-talking people into not fighting him more than 1v1, because he's not more powerful than sinner number 2 and 3 combined. That's the whole thing about deals with demons. They're always monkey paw wishes or Joker's tricks. This is something—
We're not back, guys. We're still in the alternate universe where Lily is smarter than the Hazbin Hatedom. Wow, this is— I'm sure they're gonna be bitching about me saying that on Twitter tomorrow, but it's true. Like, Lily has mogged you guys while even trying to join you guys. That's fucking crazy work.
So common it's found in biblical lore. Yahweh continuously makes deals with mortals that end up having a Joker's trick to them. For instance, in exchange for building the Ark, Yahweh promises Noah to—
this was all just her excuse to be a fedora atheist. Okay, now we're safe.
At Angledraws sent a super chat. The amount of times I've seen reactors go I don't like the songs and why aren't they killing the villains makes me physically ill.
I know, it's so annoying.
At Sharuvi sent a super chat. Everyone hiding at house was so iconic.
Oh, Mr. Peanut Butter's cut out Mr. Peanut Butter there.
At Yin125 sent a super chat. Lily would hate Adult Swim.
I bet she does. I bet there's somewhere her bitching about Adult Swim.
At Kendall_ sent a super chat. How do I do tomatoes on YouTube? Tomato emoji. Splat.
You unfortunately cannot do tomatoes on YouTube, only on Twitch.
At Master Clockwork sent a super chat. Is she mad about the rule of cool? I'm so confused.
Except what is rule of cool here? Like, she hasn't explained where the show chooses aesthetics over themes, and also there may be a program I can use to let you guys use chat commands to throw things on YouTube, but I gotta buy 2 little tools and fuck around with them to get it working. But eventually in the future, I may be able to have you guys throw shit on YouTube. What YouTube really needs is to implement extensions like fucking Twitch has and make things fun for streamers. Come on now.
At Dana_Brain sent a super chat. Still can't get over she compared Hazbin Hotel to Hot Diggity Demons webtoons. They just say that and move on.
I don't even know what the fuck that is, so...
At Sketchy Wolf Grill 9564 sent a super chat. Lily doesn't watch anything, just gleams a little from video comps and calls it a day.
I believe so too. I honestly do.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. This just tells me that Lily is perfectly capable of paying attention and engaging with the show but outright refuses to for most things.
Yeah, right?
A Chip Manly 1 sent a super chat. Just wait. She'll make some insane point soon enough.
I hope so, otherwise reality really is broken.
At Jehudi9910 sent a super chat. I mean, the Hazbin Hatedom is just a bunch of children that were raised by fandom crit discourse, so not surprising.
Fandom crit discourse exactly like hers.
95 sent a super chat. That's embarrassing. The woman who doesn't understand kids show understands the power balance.
I know, better than the haters, wow.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Betcha $5 that Lily's just repeating what every other HH fan has already been saying about this Alaster discourse.
Maybe, who knows.
At Belonic111 sent a super chat. Thanks for damaging my hearing, Lork. I'm wearing headphones.
Yeah, what was the point of even frying that audio? I don't get it. What was even the
At
point?
December 3481 sent a super chat. I mean, the Fraud Blaster memes are kinda funny.
Oh yeah, they're definitely funny, especially when Amir Talai was making fun of them. I love how he gets it on shit like that.
Never again destroy humanity with a flood. Instead, he just uses everything except the flood to murder people wantonly. He makes a deal with Moses to free his people from slavery in Egypt in exchange for obeying 10 laws. The Joker's trick being that—
well, like, God isn't even in this series. Like, not really. It seems to be like a pantheism type thing, or deism type thing, where God isn't really present or isn't really a conscious being. So, like, you just wanted to go on this anti-Christian rant, didn't you? And as someone who is actually, like, pretty anti-religion, this is obnoxious.
those 10 laws are basic human vices, and nearly all of them are about not wanting to do something, not about doing it, so all someone has to do is feel envious and bam, lions eat your face. Alistair's deal with Rosie is one of these vague, nondescript deals that is indeed hyper-specific in the terms for Alistair, but vague for Rosie.
We don't know what their exact deal was, just how he managed to squirm his way out of it. So, like, we don't really get much of the details.
But vague for Rosie. Rosie says he must complete some undefined task, and until it's complete, Alistair's soul will be hers. People are interpreting this to mean Rosie has some hidden agenda, but no, she doesn't. Rosie is sending Alistair on tasks, not specifying any of them as the task he must perform, because none of them are. She was going—
well, yeah, but also she probably does have some grand plan. They sort of— the conversation they have here in their Mary Poppins outfits seems to imply that they are moving towards some end goal that they don't state what it is. And the theory is Rosie is working for Lilith in some indirect way, which is why she sent Alistair to help the hotel. That would make sense. Why did she send Alistair to help the hotel? Because Lilith wanted her to help Charlie in some way, probably, you know?
Going to keep the radio demon on her leash forever. At least that was—
I'm not a Rosie is Eve truther. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't buy all this characters are secretly other characters stuff. I mean, I could be proven wrong. But as of right now, I mean, I love Rosie. I'd love her to be her own character, too, you know? But right now, I'm sort of just on team against characters or secretly masquerading as other characters. I don't know, until— I am on team Carmilla is a fallen angel now, though, so I'll say that.
Perform, because none of them are. She was going to keep the radio demon on her leash forever. At least that was the intention. She's not going to empower someone like Alistair and then just willingly let them fly the coop. She does things like make—
Why does Lily suddenly understand Alistair's character? I'm very alarmed and confused right now. And again, she's fucking mogging the Hatedom. You guys are getting mogged by one of the biggest retards on the internet. How do you feel about that?
Disappear for 7 years, specifically to fuck with him. Look at the terms of this.
I've served you faithfully for an age, obeyed demands, contained my rage.
For someone like Alistair, who—
well, also, we don't know exactly why she made him fuck off for 7 years, but it is notable that Lilith has also been missing for 7 years, and the exterminations have been going on for 7 years. So all of these things might be related, Lily. You know, I'm just saying.
Enjoy slaughtering and devouring souls. Having to restrain himself is torture. It's the kind of torture he made the deal to try and avoid, but—
it's kind of part of the whole hell thing. You see, it isn't just a place, it's a punishment.
Hell is a place devised by—
wow, she's understanding the plot, but only as an excuse to shit on Christianity. That's some spite you have there, Lily.
The most spiteful son of a bitch in all of human mythology. You're not just going to escape an...
You would know a thing or two about being a spiteful son of a bitch, huh, Lily?
By the most spiteful son of a bitch in all of human mythology. You're not just going to escape an ironic punishment by making a Faustian bargain with someone else who is also...
And of course, ironic punishments are always a big trope in stories about making deals with demons or fairies or other supernatural creatures. It's such a long-standing thing in human mythology all over the world. So of course, why wouldn't it be present here? That's why I get so frustrated when people are like, oh my god, people in hell keep slaves! And it's like, okay, like, dealing and wheeling for souls is such a common fucking thing in stories like this about supernatural entities, but you fucking relax, you know?
So trapped there. In essence, all the overlords are goldfish in a tank of hungry piranhas, and Alistair's deal with Rosie was probably the most Joker's tricked of them all. I've heard rumblings through the grapevine that the revelation that Lucifer is unable to harm the sinners of hell is an ass pull, presumably from the same people who keep forgetting who Lucifer is. Now, while Lucifer and Satan are technically different characters in Hazbin Hotel, most people tend to treat the two as belonging to the same creature in Abrahamic mythology. And a lot of people labor under the impression that Lucifer, or the...
Well, mythology is the key word here, because I know you're probably just calling religious scripture mythology, but deadass, Lucifer does not exist in text, in scripture. Lucifer is a later, like, folklorish invention based on a mistranslation in the King James Bible, or at least a misunderstanding of the King James Bible. There's a story about, you know, Lucifer fell from heaven, blah, blah, blah. That whole passage, and I think Psalms is just about a Babylonian king. It's not about a fallen angel, but stuff like Dante's Inferno and Paradise Lost kind of took that oral tradition of Lucifer being the pre-fall name of Satan and kind of ran with it, and now a lot of people just sort of mix that up with actual religious text. So there's that, but the story of Lucifer most resembles the story of Iblis from Islam, who literally was like an angel who refused to bow to Adam, so he got kicked out, and now sticks around on Earth causing trouble, you know? So...
devil is in some kind of pitched proxy war with Yahweh as an equal competing entity. But in reality, Lucifer was always something of a starscream to Yahweh's Megatron. It said in the pilot that Lucifer was cast into hell with Lilith. Of course he's there unwillingly. He might be the king, but once again, it's a Joker's trick. It's an ironic punishment. Lucifer...
yes, Lily, that was literally in the opening narration of the first episode of the show. Congratulations, you were able to follow that. You can follow the show better than the fucking Hazbin Hatedom, who apparently are just even stupider than you are. It's amazing.
Like most angels, hate sinners. They disgust him so completely, so of course he can't actually hurt them. Being king of hell doesn't actually mean anything. It's like being the strongest guy in the prison yard.
You see, it isn't...
Also, they needed a reason why he can't just interfere. They needed a reason why, and I think it is I like the reasoning that he just can't, he physically can't do anything to sinners, and that's part of his punishment. He just has to, I mean, they even said it in the opening narration of the first episode, he only gets to see the worst of what humanity does with its free will. That's kind of his punishment down in hell.
Mean anything. It's like being the strongest guy in the prison yard.
You see, it isn't just a place, it's a punishment, and mine is that I'm stuck here with all these sinners, can't kill them, can't do nothing with them.
But more importantly than the mythological explanation, this is just an admittedly ungraceful attempt to remove a plot killer from the board. You remember the Avatar state, right? You know, the super powerful...
How is it ungraceful? Because, I mean, they did have to give a reason for why Lucifer couldn't just show up and, like, explode Vox into confetti if he wanted to. It's pretty graceful. He was put in hell as a punishment, and as part of his punishment, he can only see the worst of what humanity does with their free will, and he can't harm them. So, how is that ungraceful? That's perfect. That's absolutely pitch perfect. And it's set up in the first season. We don't know why Lucifer is so avoidant and keeps himself out of the public eye and keeps himself away from sinners. We don't understand why he does that. And in season 2, we get the full explanation of why he does, because he can't do anything to them anyway. So he just kind of hides in his room with all his rubber ducks. You know? It's perfect. It makes so much sense and was obviously planned ahead of time.
And this is just an admittedly ungraceful attempt to remove a plot killer from the board. You remember the Avatar?
I mean, it's just like Vox said, they change you down here. You know? It's perfect.
State, right? You know, the super powerful mega state that lets the Avatar become 500 avatars at once? Well, a problem the Avatar state creates is that it's too powerful. Any threat instantly buckles under the power of the Avatar state. Whenever Aang goes into it, he instantly wins. So the writers of Avatar had to contrive reasons why he couldn't go into the Avatar state all the time.
Contrive them? Okay, first of all, Lily, every single story is contrived. It's just how well you hide it with your writing. That's what makes something well written, if you can hide the contrivances of your narrative. Also, of course she doesn't understand people putting limits on, like, super-powered fuck you god modes. Because all of her characters she writes are super fucking powerful fuck you god mode. Like, look at the fucking Sith she wrote in her Star Wars fanfics, who is just a fascist dictator who violently takes over people and conquers them. But it's okay when Lily's character does it, because she has good intentions. Of course she doesn't understand people putting limits on just things that would make the story over immediately if they were able to be used at any time. You know? Like... Oh, God. Okay, we're back, guys. She's back to making no sense. Okay, we're safe.
And they came onto the idea that the Avatar state is uncontrollable until you master every element. So different plot reasons could be brought in as to why Aang couldn't use the Avatar.
And also, if you're killed in the Avatar state, you die for real, and all the past lives and the whole Avatar cycle ends. There's that too, Lily. That's a pretty big deal, even though Korra just, like, killed everybody in the past, and that was fun. God damn it. I want to stan Korra. But they made so many decisions in that show I don't like, and they're just doubling down on it in Seven Havens, and it makes me angry.
Conversely, at the end of Legend of Korra's first season, considering this was supposed to be a miniseries, they gave Korra the Avatar state. But then, when they got renewed for new seasons, they had a problem. How does any villain step up to the Avatar state? So they had to keep contriving increasingly shaky reasons for why the Avatar state isn't an instant win button that it used to be.
Contriving meaning that time a bunch of terrorists literally put mercury in her bloodstream? I mean, that was... Of course, you thought that was sexy, Lily, so...
Oh, this guy's a dark avatar. Korra's been poisoned. PTSD, I guess. You can't have uber powerful characters in a story that not only has villains, but...
Someone not being able to tap into their ultimate power because of PTSD is a pretty, like, common trope. Like, that's a reasonable thing to... Especially when you're talking about things that require spiritual enlightenment. At least you didn't fucking call the Mercury thing sexy this time.
PTSD, I guess. You can't have uber-powerful characters in a story that not only has villains, but also has to defeat them through fight scenes, because...
Yeah, Lily, you just stated the thing. You can't have, like, an ultimate fuck you button unless you're One Punch Man. In which that's the point of the story. You remember how the theme of One Punch Man, when it was still good, remember how it was like he has the ultimate power and can defeat anybody in one punch, and that makes everything boring? And he's bored with life?
Because then there's no tension if the lead characters have an instant win button, unless the story is about how scary such a person would be to be around. So you have to take those problem elements and remove them from the board. You're not upset that this is an ass pull, you're upset that they don't hide that this is exactly what they're doing. An ass pull or not.
Okay, so do you think it's ungraceful, or do you think it makes sense? Like, make up your fucking mind! Like, she just changed her mind midway because she remembered she's supposed to be angry at the people saying it's an ass pull. Even though she was just agreeing with that by calling it contrived and ungraceful.
Found Lucifer fixing everything to be a satisfying resolution are the people pathologically obsessed with shows of male dominance. Really sit back and think for a second how utter...
Except if Lucifer was a female character, you would be here saying, why is Lucifer nerfed? She should be able to just kill everybody whenever she wants. She should be the main character. Male dominance from this 5'2" gremlin man. Are you fucking serious? Look at him.
It'd be a sad...
Look how tiny he is compared to Fox. Look at this man. He's a tiny little gremlin who loves rubber ducks and his daughter and immediately forgets who Fox even fucking is after this because he's a fucking autist. If you want to see Femme Lucifer, Cougar and Jelzy on Cougar McDowell's channel did do a gender swap Hell's Greatest Dad, which is Hell's Greatest Mom. You should go watch it.
Satisfying resolution are the people pathologically obsessed with shows of male dominance. Really sit back.
Yeah, male dominance from him. Look at Lily. Look at this man. You telling me he exudes male dominance to you?
Can think for a second how utterly miserable the show would be if
she talks about male dominance when he's cowering on the floor from his own daughter, who is like 3 feet taller than him. Male dominance right here, as he crawls backwards on the floor as his daughter yells at him for screwing up her day. Lots of male dominance going on in this shot right here. Why did you pick this exact footage for talking about this, Lily?
For a second how utterly miserable the show would be if it affirmed everything the V's were saying about Charlie to such a degree that she needs her daddy to come in and save her. That would unironically be the most Steven Universe this show has ever been. If anything—
Do you remember that it was her girlfriend that kind of encouraged Lucifer to interfere? And the only reason he kind of did it was because she implied that he would show up Alistair if he did. She played up, so he got played by like a fiddle by a woman, failed, and then got yelled at by another woman, and you're saying this is a show of male dominance. Also, Steven Universe mention! Take a shot!
These were saying about Charlie to such a degree that she needs her daddy to come in and save her. That would unironically be the most Steven Universe this show has ever been. If anything, this revelation—
Why would that be Steven Universe if daddy comes in and saves her? Who's daddy in Steven Universe? Garnet? Like, what? How is that a parallel? What do you mean?
about Lucifer was just a symptom of a general problem with making an entire season about Vox and the V's, as opposed to the whole redeeming sinners in hell bit that the show is supposed to be about. See, that's the big issue.
Is that what again? Oh, well, it gives us a hotel that's gotta redeem people, so that must be what the entire show is about, right? Even when we see Charlie fail over and over again, and her plans blow up in her face over and over again, people still think that has to be the main plot. No, Lily. It's about these people surviving and their contrasting ideologies and Charlie changing the people around her for the better. That's what it's about.
Of a general problem with making an entire season about Vox and the V's, as opposed to the whole redeeming sinners in hell bit that the show is supposed to be about. See, that's the big issue undercutting all of this. It doesn't matter that Hazbin Hotel didn't think about its power scaling, because fuck power scaling. What matters is that the show has a central premise that after 2 seasons now, it still hasn't actually gotten to. Honestly, Lucifer was a highlight of the season. He's one of my favorite characters alongside Alistair and Charlie, and not for any reason more complicated than he's just damn funny. And as we've established, I don't—
Wait, after all of that bitching and moaning, she says she likes Lucifer. I wasn't listening, I was talking over it, sorry.
Hasn't actually gotten to. Honestly, Lucifer was a highlight of the season. He's one of my favorite characters alongside Alistair and Charlie, and not for any reason more complicated than he's just damn funny. And as we've established, I don't really have the lofty expectations of this series that others seem to.
But it's a musical!
Yes, Lily, it's a musical! So what are you gonna say now that's gonna be stupid?
Yeah, I know, but you don't have to sing every line.
What side of this argument are you gonna be on? Because first you started this video rebutting what you think is stupid discourse, but you also said the story keeps getting interrupted by AMVs. So which fucking side of this are you actually gonna fall on, I wonder? Getting through this video faster than I expected, but I have a feeling I'm gonna be pausing a lot toward the end where she keeps saying she's immune to propaganda.
In a musical, talking is okay too.
So away from a bad criticism, let's move on to a bad defense. A common complaint of Season 2 is that there's too many songs, and when someone says this, some idiot who has been waiting all day to pantomime smugness goes, it's a musical.
It's a musical. Yes, Lily, it's a musical, and you don't understand how they work. You and half the fucking Hatedom, maybe even more than half, don't understand how fucking musicals work. If you say there's too many songs in a musical, you have missed the point. I bet a bunch of people hate that it even does, like, the sing-song dialogue thing in this season. You know, when they're having the argument with Lute toward the end. What are you doing here? I'm here to finish what I started. You know, where they're just kind of half singing, half talking. I bet a bunch of people hated that. You get a lot of that in like Evita and stuff.
Says this some idiot who
look at Little Shop. Little Shop is my favorite musical.
has been waiting all day to pantomime smugness goes, it's a musical. There's too many songs in a musical. Huh? I usually call this performative confusion, where in an effort to make someone else sound stupid...
It's not performative. That's legitimately my fucking question. Why are you saying there's too many songs in a musical? Why are you saying a song is interrupting the plot in a musical? You fundamentally do not understand how musicals work. Yes, I can sing a bit, thank you.
You pretend you have absolutely no ability to comprehend spoken language. Sorry, did I say pretend? My apologies. Yes, there's too many songs in this musical, and not only are there too many of them, too many of that too many are bad. Hazbin Hotel is not good at being a musical, because of the aforementioned issue where it's dripping in fandom. A lot of musical numbers...
It's not good at being a musical because it's dripping in fandom. Lily, do you know, like, a lot of musicals have a really big fandom? Like, I'm pretty sure the Wicked fandom is pretty big. Pretty sure the Hairspray fandom is still pretty big. The Les Mis fandom still pretty big. A lot of people still really like Cats, the actual one shown on stage. You know, that's still a thing. You know, a lot of people really liked Grease when I was growing up. You know, so what? Musicals can't also have fandoms, or you're saying the show is written like it's for a fandom, but you have not explained one whit what you even fucking mean by that? Like, well, you're showing Love in a Bottle, which is a song that's telling us all about Husk's character and how he deals with you know, stress and fallouts and situations. So, okay, let's just continue listening to what she says, I guess.
Pretend you have absolutely no ability to comprehend spoken language. Sorry, did I say pretend? My apologies. Yes, there's too many songs in
Lily, when I say saying there's too many songs in a musical is stupid, I actually mean that. I'm not pretending. I mean that. Like, 100%. I mean that.
This musical. And not only are there too many of them, too many of that too many are bad. Hazbin Hotel is not good at being a musical, because of the aforementioned issue where it's dripping in fandom. A lot of musical numbers are aesthetic first and narrative second, while songs in musical...
How? Examples? Again, you're saying, oh, they choose aesthetic over theme. No examples. Oh, they choose aesthetics over the song advancing the plot, even though it does. No examples. Maybe she'll give one, but, are you talking about Heathers now?
Theater, and yes, I'm sorry, this is the only footage of a musical I actually have, are all characterization and all narrative because there's a limit to how much music video shit you can do in real time on a stage.
Yeah, the characterization is through the songs, Lily. That's how a musical works. You say that after showing Love in a Bottle, which is all about Husk's characterization. I don't think even she knows what point she's making anymore. Also, the lighting effects here in this this stage production of Heathers is really cool.
Stage in front of an audience with live theater budgets. The actual point of comparison would be Disney films, which have about 5 to 6 songs per film, thrown very...
No, that would not be the obvious point of comparison, because Disney films have completely fucked people's expectations of what a musical is. Disney films often have songs that are just there to sell as pop songs on albums later, that are just there to be a showstopper, to distract the kids and jingle keys, and not actually advance the fucking plot, you know? Like, I like Colors of the Wind. It doesn't really advance the plot very much, does it? It's like the only good song from Pocahontas, and like one of the only Disney musical songs I actually know. You know, like, look at The Lion King. It has like 3 different showstoppers in it. You know, they don't function like actual classical musicals. They're more like sing-alongs. You know? A Disney musical is a sing-along. Hazbin is an actual proper musical. You know, Aladdin is better. Like anything, because you think the older ones like Aladdin and The Little Mermaid, those actually had like fucking Howard Ashman and people on them. You know, people who have actually written musicals before. But a lot of the more modern ones are just like, we need a pop album and let's just write a movie around it. Like, look at fucking Moana. I don't even remember any of the goddamn songs from that movie, because they don't actually, like, advance the plot at all, you know? I'm sorry.
Theater budgets.
Encanto is good, and I don't think Disney has anything to do with why it was good, but Encanto is good because it actually operates like an actual stage musical. It could easily be adapted to stage. I'll let some super at the next good stopping point. I see you guys are sending a lot right now, thank you.
The actual point of comparison
Wish is the
films, which have a
Wish is the I should say apotheosis of bad musicals. I remember I actually went to the theater to see Wish, my nice local theater that I keep talking about with the nice comfy seats. I said, okay, I'm gonna go see Wish because I'm morbidly curious. And I got to that song of, I Is a Star, that song where all the animals are singing about how we're stardust, and it means nothing, and nothing happens the entire time. And I'm sitting there watching it, and while it was playing, I slowly started looking around at all the adults and the kids in the audience, and all of them looked kind of baffled and just confused, and like they didn't really know what to feel at the moment. Oh, I can't wait till the NDAs expire, and somebody can tell us what the fuck happened with Wish. Because it feels like they scrapped a movie and like quickly remade it in like 3 months. That's what it felt like. And it sucks because I kind of liked the character designs and the costume designs in it. I kind of liked the overall art direction of Wish, but the movie was just fucking garbage. It was completely broken as a plot. It was just, it was awful.
How much music video shit you can do in real time on a stage in front of an audience with live theater budgets. The actual point of comparison would be Disney films, which have about 5 to 6 songs per film thrown very sparingly into the plot where they belong. Hazbin Hotel outpaces those in just 2.
Thrown very sparingly into the plot where they belong. You don't like musicals, Lily. You don't understand musicals. Why should songs be very sparing in a musical? Thrown very sparingly into the plot? They are the plot! The songs are the plot in a musical! How many times do I have to fucking say this to people on these reacts? I say as if they can hear me yelling at their video. That's just my style, guys. I like arguing with the video like it's a conversation. It's a musical. Oh, my voice is good today, too.
2 episodes with half the runtime, but it is, quite simply, too many duds and not enough bangers.
Okay, what are the duds? Tell me what the duds are. What are the bad songs, Lily? Which ones did you like? Which ones didn't you like? Explain. Give any fucking examples of what you're talking about. So far, you just keep asserting things and giving no goddamn examples. They choose aesthetics over theme. Okay, where? What? In what scene? In what example? What character? What anything? What episode? Tell me. They choose aesthetics over character development in the songs. Okay, what song? Give an example. Give an example of this happening. What songs are a dud in Season 2? Every single song in Season 2 has been a goddamn fucking banger.
Can yell, but it's a musical all you want. But that's just the fallacious defense of how boring so much of the music is.
I won't just yell at Lily. I will continue to sing. It's a musical.
It's been a problem in fandom discourse for a long fucking time, where the presence of a trope or cliche is considered over how well that trope or cliche is used. So to a lot of Hazbin Hotel's fandom, they can't comprehend why someone would complain.
Yeah, Lily, tropes and cliches are all about how you use them, not just that they exist. I'm sorry, your entire critical career started with just ripping off TV tropes, so you think tropes are automatically a bad thing? They're not. Tropes are building blocks. I have said this before. You would want someone to follow the recipe if they're making you mac and cheese, right? You wouldn't want them to just throw anything in there. They're the building blocks of a story. It's all about how you utilize them. They're a guidepost, and again, people like tropes. People like tropes. I always say this. People like tropes. When you watch, something that's clearly a tragedy and it pulls a happy ending out of its ass, or you watch something that's happy that pulls a tragic ending out of its ass, you get pissed off, don't you? Because that's not how the story is supposed to go. You know this. It's a language. Storytelling is communication, Lily, and you don't understand the language. You barely understand English as it is, so...
Well, that trope or cliche is used. So to a lot of Hazbin Hotel's fandom, they can't comprehend why someone would complain about the songs in a musical. Well, I'll tell you why.
I can comprehend, because you don't understand how musicals work and you don't like them, which is okay. You don't have to like musicals, but stop saying stupid bullshit like there's too many songs, they should be used sparingly in the plot, and they interrupt the plot. Yeah, you just don't understand how musicals work, buddy. That's all there is to it.
Was it a musical? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they're bad. Nowhere is this more apparent than with Vox's songs, because YouTube tracks what parts of a video are watched the most. And for nearly all—
Because, what? How, what? Also, Christian Borle fucking killed it this season. He was so goddamn good. And I have to if I have to play that short of him singing Vox Day again, even if I get demonetized, I fucking will. I fucking will!
all of Vox's songs, the part that gets watched the most is the part where someone else is singing in them. That is especially the case with Vox.
Bullshit! Oh, what? Just because people like to watch Jeremy Jordan's part alone, that means people don't like Vox Populi? Vox Populi is a fantastic song!
Vox Populi and Vox Day, because Vox Populi literally just has edits all over the place containing the only good part of the song, and the most—
All over the place? You mean Vox bamboozling both Lucifer and the audience he has there in his— not us, the audience, but him, the crowd he's singing to. He's bamboozling them, he's being a showman, he's being a used car salesman. Okay, I'm gonna have to show both of these things and get demonetized, because goddamn, you guys just keep sending super chats.
The most watched part of Vox Day is the one that just rips that part off entirely.
I'm just a—
Rips that part off entirely. You mean a reprise, Lily? This whole sequence. Lucifer comes in singing his King of Hell part. Vox does the Vox Populi part, you know, selling himself to the crowd. And then the angels show up, and Vox intimidates him, and he does a reprise of King of Hell in his own way, more successfully than Lucifer. Rips— It's a reprise, Lily! It's a reprise! It's a musical, Lily! Anyway. I'm gonna have to, and of course my buttons are losing my place again, but hang on. We got a, shorts, Vox Day, Christian. Because I want you all to appreciate— I want you all to fucking appreciate what goes into actually singing. Okay, I love Christian Borle now, but here's the one I was looking for. Okay, I'm gonna get demonetized, but it's gonna be worth it, so here we go, guys.
This angel admits it! She called the extermination to silence the sinners speaking out, empowering each other. You did it to keep us down. Well, we are not gonna be kept down anymore. Consider this a declaration of holy war. I've woken up the people to the lies you angels tell. When we pay you a visit, we won't be bringing baskets. We'll be bringing decimation that'll put you in caskets. I'll show you what it means to be the motherfucking king of hell. I'm the Führer, I'm immense. So I am the avatar of your consequence. I'm your omega, I'm the flood. I am the nightmare you made when you spilled our blood. So cower and hide, find a rope you can swing from. Go say your goodbyes to your lives, to your kingdom.
Goddamn, look at him. Look how wide he's got his mouth open. Look at the veins in his neck. He fucking killed that shit, man. It's so good. It's so good. It is peak. We'll watch a little bit of Vox Populi, but I know, like, I can't play the whole thing. But, like, come on. Because we have the first part where Jeremy Jordan comes in. It's a reprise of Jeremy Jordan's part.
You're acting out like you want teachers' attention. Well, I'm the principal.
I love Jeremy Jordan. This is kind of rock
you
shit.
have your fun, but son, it's time to ring a bell. Cinnamon, you're free. Now I'm here.
I love he's still really goofy though. I can't hit that note. But yeah, it's a reprise of that, but then for the rest of it, I'm just gonna mute it so we can see. What, Vox Populi is all about Vox being a showman, you know, and selling himself to the audience. Like, look at his fucking dancing even. You know, this is like classic 60s, 50s and 60s style, like, variety show dancing, you know, it's so good. I definitely gotta play part of it, though, because it's fucking catchy as shit.
We got the guts, we got the chutzpah, we got the means to seize the crown. If you're not fucking stupid, then you've only got one choice. Me, Vox Populi, the people's voice.
You gotta watch the part where he tap dances. Because it's awesome.
Manifest destiny, long as you invest in me, the rest will all fit into place.
This whole song is about how he is winning over the crowd after Lucifer shows up. So this is advancing the plot. Lucifer shows up, tries to intimidate him. He seamlessly takes over, turns it on him, wins the crowd over, and then the angels show up and he wins them over even harder with a reprise of Lucifer's song he used to try to intimidate him. This is advancing the plot! You know? It all advances the plot and character. Every single second of both of these songs. You know? I know, Christian Borle was outstanding. And you know what, guys? There's a slime tutorial out there. A complete recording of both Jeremy Jordan and Christian Borle in Little Shop of Horrors. And Jeremy Jordan is Seymour and Christian Borle is the evil dentist. And I love that so much! Borle is constantly making him break character, too. By just ad-libbing and being a goofball, it's great. It's so good. It's so good. It makes me so happy. They're both great in it, too. Well, let's see what Lily says at the end of this chapter, and then I'll let some supers through. I'm getting a little bit of drawing done, but dear God.
And for nearly all of Vox's songs, the part that gets watched the most is the part where someone else is singing in them. That is especially the case with Vox Populi and Vox Day, because Vox Populi literally...
The Manifest Destiny line is fantastic, is how much Vox is played. It's just, trust me, bro. Yeah, all the lyrics are clever, especially, like, in Vox Day, where he says, I am the Führer, I am immense, you know? It sounds like I'm the Führer, it sounds like Nazi language on purpose. It's so fucking clever.
It literally just has edits all over the place containing the only good part of the song, and the most watched part of Vox Day is the one that just rips that part off entirely.
I'm just a
most watched part of Vox Day. Vox Day is a complete reprise of Lucifer's King of Hell part of Vox Populi, Lily. Vox Day is the reprise. You say, oh, the only part of Vox Day, so she doesn't even know it's only a 40-second song, does she? You know, because you didn't actually fucking watch everything, did you?
TV. I mean, I'm not even human. You've got the remote control. You can change channels if you don't like what you watch.
Vox, Charlie, and here's where she's gonna say she's immune to propaganda, so let's let some super chats come through first.
Advocuasimbered3481 sent a super chat.
Oh, right, I'm on Tron
Lily's
now,
job
sorry.
For her. The whole deal and soul-selling things are based on Faust. The whole point of Faust is that making a deal with the devil, or in HH's case, demons, is a bad idea.
Yep.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Got off early from work tax.
Yay! Welcome, welcome. I hope you're enjoying me scream at Lily about how things are musicals.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. Maybe Lilith wanted Rosie to sit Charlie but couldn't be bothered, so she sent Alastair in her place.
It could be. I'll go take care of this for me, dear.
Sent a super chat. Can someone dub that scene where Flanders snaps after the hurricane but it's Psy going off at Lily about Triding?
Oh, Kaiser could just write that as a comic and I could voice act it.
7249 sent a super chat. So what did Lily say so far of interest?
She says the show chooses aesthetics over themes, but gave no examples. She says the songs all choose aesthetics over characterization and gave no examples. She thinks a reprise is a rip-off of another song. And she thinks you can say there's too many songs in a musical, despite... and she said she thinks songs should be used sparingly in a plot, and that's where they belong in a musical. Again, just completely failing to understand that, the plot is the songs in a musical. And also, she actually gave a better assessment of the power scaling complaints about Alistair than the Hatedom. She actually mogged the fucking Hatedom. So how do you feel, Hazbin haters, that Lily Orchard can understand and follow the show better than you can? I think you might want to take a good hard long look in the mirror.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. Emotional distress hindering powers was a whole thing with Spider-Man.
Yeah, like, that's a thing in a lot of things, like...
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. S2 of Locke sucks. But, emo, having her need to deal with spiritual issues makes sense with Korra's character, who had issues with connecting with her spiritual side. The show just didn't handle it well.
No, season 2 is the worst one of Korra, but I still really like Korra's, like, creepy cousins, and I like Bolin becoming a silent movie star. That shit is fucking hilarious.
At 5 Chaos sent a super chat. Lucifer, my teeny angel man less than 3.
The pinnacle of masculinity, according to Lily.
At Sconsan Jam sent a super chat. I just love that Lilith is a tall queen and Lucifer is a short king.
Yeah, I know, it's cute. They're Jessica and Roger Rabbit. They are, you know?
At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. Okay, this pissed me off. It's basic writing that having coincidences that hurt you protagonist is a good thing, rather than helpful coincidences.
Yeah, and everything is contrived in a story. It's all coincidence.
0PM0SS sent a super chat. Songs in a musical? What next explosions in action movies?
That would be unconscionable.
At a Store Master sent a super chat. 20 songs and I'd say like 18 or 19 justify themselves and I enjoyed like 12. Impressive.
Well, there you go, there you go.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Too much water in the Pokemon IGN review.
I did, as one of my experiments before I, cut down my big video on the, Season 2 ending. Let me just get to my channel real quick. You guys want to watch me talk a lot about the songs? This is a good one. Right here. The Hazbin Hotel Season 2 Songs of Fire. This was really just my episode discussion of episodes 5 and 6, but I didn't really know what else to call it, and we talk a lot about the songs in there. This was kind of my experiment before cutting down this one, which again was just a cut down of my episode discussion streams that I've been doing. But hey, 78k views. Not too shabby, I must say.
At Dana_Brain sent a super chat. Shut up about fandom bad. God. Every time with her.
She just hates fandom. She hates people enjoying things. She really does.
At a Store Master sent a super chat. Aesthetic first, I'll take the Gravity aesthetic.
And Gravity was still an important song for Lute's character, so...
At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. Disney literally wrote Let It Go first.
Yeah, right. Yeah, modern Disney especially just fucking sucks.
At Jam sent a super chat. Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast songs advance the story. It's great.
Because they were actually written by people who write musicals. Like Howard Ashman, I think, worked on both of them. He's also one of the people who created Little Shop of Horrors, incidentally.
At Chipmanly1 sent a super chat. And all is right with the world.
I don't know what that was a reference to, but all is right in the world because Lily's being dumb again, I imagine, yeah.
At DioMKV sent a super chat. Poor Unfortunate Souls is a flawless musical song.
Yeah, oh god, that advances so much plot in such a limited time, too.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. They did. The star was supposed to a love interest and the king and queen were supposed to be an evil couple. Wish.
Yeah, I know.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. That's exactly what happened in Wish. Originally it was a new version of that 2007 movie Stardust where a wishing star gained humanoid life.
Oh, Stardust is a great movie, by the way. But it was supposed to be Disney's 100th anniversary. Or maybe they just had nothing else. They went, oh shit, it's our 100th anniversary soon. Take this thing that's in development and turn it into that, I guess. But yeah, you can actually see remnants of the plotline where both the king and queen were evil in the final movie. Like, there's some remnants of it there.
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. A single Disney movie is obviously gonna be shorter on time than HH seasons. Comparing the number of songs between the two is so stupid.
Yeah, they're 90 minutes for children.
Tomato Soupful sent a super chat. Storytelling is communication and here's why Lily is a bad writer and fails to understand shows. Her communication skills are stunted.
Yep.
At S.T. 0PM0SS sent a super chat. What till Lily learns about motifs?
Dude, she doesn't understand motifs, because remember... when we watched her video on the Steven Universe movie, which is in my first big Lily video that actually blew me up on YouTube. If you go all the way back 2 years ago, yes, I've only been a YouTuber for 2 years, believe it or not, this one. So toward the end, I go over her movie review of the Steven Universe movie, and she goes, "Oh my god, there's like a little bit of Garnet's Stronger Than You theme in the background when we see Ruby and Sapphire. They barely ever did that in the show." And it's like, Lily, they did that in the show all the time. You just didn't notice the leitmotifs in the background. Probably because you didn't thoroughly watch it, because she doesn't thoroughly watch anything. The Dungeon Meshi videos fucking prove that, and I really gotta cut those down soon, because the second season is coming out. So I've been doing experiments with other things, and people are making fun of my low views. So I guess I'll have to cut down more Lily streams, guys. I guess that's what the people want. I don't know, you know, why don't just break my arm? Why don't you?
At Scone Sam Jam sent a super chat.
I said Ruby and Satire by accident.
Baby Tilda.
Baby Tilda. Yeah, look, listen. Lily's got me a little fired up right now, guys. I can't talk good.
At Sharuvi sent a super chat. Can we also see the BTS Saraz confession?
The BTS Saraz. The.
At Jessel sent a super
well,
chat.
I'm already gonna get
a
copyright
to
struck.
help your demonetization on this vid.
Oh, alright. Mama. There you go. Giselle has realized you can send me super chats to make me go ara ara, and now life is never gonna be the same again.
Imagine Lifestyle sent a super chat. Vox Populi is literally my favorite song in the season alongside the V's section of the first song. Lily doesn't know what she's talking about.
No, she never does.
Angle Draws sent a super chat. Recently got a Christian Boyle autograph and he drew me an angry little Vox head.
Aww.
Smiling face with hearts emoji. Absolutely my fave this season.
Oh, that's sweet.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Despite Vox needing the other verses, on his own, he's actually still insanely talented and songs prove it. At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. I seriously want to know if Lily enjoys anything that isn't the safest, brain dead, made for children slop.
Well, her favorite anime is Hamtaro, so that tells you.
At Chipmanly1 sent a super chat. Best part of the reprise is that it's Vox at his most Alaster. Literally does what Alaster did to him in season 1.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been jealous of him.
At Sketchy Wolf Grill 9564 sent a super chat. I don't think Lily enjoys anything, including the things she claims to enjoy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, I've never heard her say what she likes about
Cherry 88
Kingdom
sent
Hearts.
a super chat. Using what I've learned in Spanish class, I will now give my reaction to Lily's video. No. At Max Mallard sent a super chat. I think thematically Vox is ripping off other songs, because that's what he does to get ahead. But I don't think that's what Lily is referring to.
Maybe. I mean, he does do a lot of reprises, and he does reprise, like, fucking Rosie's song with Alistair, too, but there's a lot of reprises in general in this season, so I don't know.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Muda Muda X for tax.
How do you do that? Just like, Muda Muda! I don't know. That's not a funny anime sound or ora ora! That's not a funny anime sound I'm familiar with. So, I guess now we have to listen to Lily talk about, like she talked about in the last video she did on Hazbin, where she says propaganda just won't work on you if you don't let it, which is retarded. So, let's just continue, I guess.
I only touched on it briefly in the video itself, but a major problem with Season 2 is how much time is wasted on Charlie just rotting as a character. Some people have tried to explain this by saying she's a pride demon, but pride is a nebulous concept in general. Much of
Of course you would think pride is a nebulous concept, Lily. She is the daughter of the first human, and the sin of pride. Yeah, she's gonna be a little prideful. Again, I compare her more to Jack Skellington, just getting so wrapped up and excited about her own ideas, she's not really listening to anybody else, you know? But, like, how is she rotting as a character? Again, these are fucking character flaws she has had since season 1. I don't know how these surprise people so much. You know, she has been like this the entire time. Like, how can you watch her sing Happy Day in Hell and not think she's a little delusional? You know? Like she's supposed to be.
Pride demon, but pride is a nebulous concept in general. Much of the season amounts to Charlie being unable to accept that someone who acts in bad faith 100% of the time won't listen to her good faith attempts to clear the air.
Yeah. She's too naive. She thinks if she just says the right thing or gives the right proof, She'll prove Vox wrong. And you'd know a lot about someone who just talks in bad faith all of the time, wouldn't you, Lily?
To accept that someone who acts in bad faith 100% of the time won't listen to her good faith attempts to clear the air. And like, the first time that happens, I suppose it's understandable, though I question why Charlie hasn't figured out yet that the V's aren't to be trusted in all the time they've been there, and one of her friends being on the V's leash. But all the—
She doesn't trust the V's, but she's getting fucking distracted by Vox constantly bad-mouthing her in the news. Like, they're constantly spreading propaganda about her, Lily. They're constantly bashing her in the news. They're constantly twisting her words and misrepresenting what she says and her stances, and it's getting her all worked up, and she's getting baited. You know, but she thinks if she can just in some way overcome their misinformation campaign, everything will work out. And yeah, that's a trap she has gotten herself caught in because of who she is and how she is. But she doesn't trust the V's, but her pride makes her want to prove Vox wrong. So yes, pride is a big thing here. Vox is playing her, and she's letting him because she's getting pissed off and she's getting pridefully angry about it. Yes, it's Vaggie who has to, like, straight up tell her, Charlie, you have to stop getting baited by Vox. You're the one hurting the hotel by doing this. Charlie, please. You know?
But all the attempts to justify Charlie's actions, even using existing character flaws, fail at one simple point. This is a plot contrivance. The story was written as Vox making a power grab, and anything that could get in the way of that is conveniently moved aside. Some of those
What do you mean conveniently moved aside? Like, Alistair lets him think he's captured him because he knows it will work on Vox. And we're seeing how Vox is doing this. Like, yeah, like, you don't think this maybe, like, reflects some of Medrano's own experiences with the online hate campaigns against her? Where, yeah, anybody getting that much hate thrown their way, and that much misinformation about them thrown their way, and that much of their words being twisted might get upset and try to counter it, and exhaust themselves, and just make things worse as their enemies escalate, because they don't give a shit, you know?
Some of those contrivances are—
She'll never explain what she doesn't explain what she means about anything this entire fucking video, and she doesn't give any fucking examples of what she actually means this entire fucking video, you know?
Graceful, others are not so graceful. And Charlie's behavior is an example of a deeply ungraceful plot contrivance. What often happens when fandom gets into—
Her behavior based on her character flaws is an ungraceful plot contrivance. This is the second time she's called something ungraceful that actually makes perfect fucking sense in the story. Like, is this another one from her word-a-day calendar? What's happening here?
And Charlie's behavior is an example of a deeply ungraceful plot contrivance. What often happens when fandom gets into these little spats is that fandom is often aggressively hyper-Watsonian, and Watsonian critique doesn't work when critiquing—
Anthony Gramuglia, I will never forgive you for introducing Lily to the terms Watsonian and Doyleist. I will never forgive you for that. She might have also gotten it from Lindsay Ellis, but—
quality. It's great for a book report, not for a review. So trying to sort out why Charlie is behaving this way will always produce weak excuses, because the real answer is Charlie could swat this gnat easily, and we need a reason for why she won't. It's the same argument—
we don't know what Lily can or cannot do to sinners. We have no idea so far. She won't hurt anybody because it's not in her nature. She doesn't think it's the right thing to do. But, you know, that might be it. She might actually be able to harm sinners, but so far she has been disinclined to. And that might be a conflict for her in the future, Lily, that she might have to use violence when she doesn't want to. I mean, they already had to at the end of season 1, and that burned her up inside. She's still traumatized from the whole battle in season 1. Like, that's in this season.
Book report, not for a review. So trying to sort out why Charlie is behaving this way will—
Charlie only has character flaws because contrivance, except, you know, if she was a Mary Sue, that would actually be the contrived thing.
Always produce weak excuses, because the real answer is Charlie could swat this gnat—
If you don't know, Watsonian means judging a story by the logic within the story itself, and Doyleist is judging a story by more meta elements and technical elements. So Watsonian is from within the story, Doyleist is from without of the story. So just to give you all a quick fucking English lesson.
sort out why Charlie is behaving this way will always produce weak excuses, because the real answer is Charlie could swat this gnat easily and we need a reason for why she won't. It's the same argument for Lucifer and why Alistair's powers are weakened without his staff. All of this exists to clear the board for Vox to be a threat, because oh my god, these things happen or else the plot wouldn't happen. Yeah, Lily, again, all stories are contrived, it's just how well you hide it. Of course Vox would move into a power vacuum when one exists. Why would he not do that? This is the dumb motherfucker who thinks he can just get up to heaven and become God, which was never going to happen. At all. Like it was a pipe dream, but he just isn't without it. There's been a lot of ink spilled about Vox this season, with some even calling him the best character in the series, because ultimately what undoes him isn't the power of friendship or even just anime power scaling, it's his own vices that destroy him.
As long as I wipe that smut.
I mean, the power of friendship does kind of defeat him, since his two friends are the ones who take him down in the end, if you think about it. Scaling, it's his own vices that destroy him.
As long as I wipe that smile off Alistair's fucking face, I don't care what happens.
Not even his own vices, his own fucking insatiable ego. You know? I've gotten pushback for calling Vox the worst thing in the season, because by all objective measures, this would be a very well-written villain if you ignore— Yeah, Lily, because that's stupid. He is absolutely the best thing this season, and Christian Borle deserves all of his flowers.
Fucking face! I don't care what happens!
And I've gotten pushback for calling Vox the worst thing in the season, because by all objective measures, this would be a very well-written villain if you ignored the contrivances, and I don't fucking— The contrivances of what? Alistair was depowered because his staff was broken at the end of last season? How is that contrived? Lucifer never could hurt sinners, ever, at any point in the story? How is that contrived? Charlie is a neurotic person who tries to do the best thing and tries to see the best in people, and that has been there since season 1, and she's always been a little naive and delusional. How is that contrived? That's her character. That has always been her character since the first fucking episode. So how is that contrived? Just because you don't like— okay, so all these things happened in the story in order to give Vox a power vacuum to try to fill. Okay, so the plot advanced. And you're calling that contrived that the plot advanced. Like, I don't get it. Vox, and indeed all of the Vs, are just so unbelievably dull. It really doesn't matter how well written— You can say a lot about the Vs, but dull is not one of them. Come on! They're a great villain trio. They're a great, like, trio of villain friends. I love them, they're fun. They are. They will still be the worst things about the series. That might sound irrational to you, and that's because it completely is. Vox's entire characterization is a personification of— Okay, did you just admit what you said is irrational? Okay, Lily, I agree. Worst things about the series. That might sound irrational to you, and that's because it completely is. Vox's entire characterization is a personification of a conspiracy theory. The idea— Lily, have you been reading stuff on the Epstein files lately? I'm sure they are very interesting to you. As it completely is. Vox's entire characterization is— She's probably looking for uncensored videos on the Epstein files as we speak. So, manufacturing consent by Noam Chomsky. What does this have to fucking do with Vox, Lily? What does manufacturing consent by one of the guys who went to Pedo Island have to do with Vox? Current events! I'm definitely not looking through the Epstein files for any videos of naked little girls. Definitely not. I'm Lily Orchard. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you were in the Epstein fandom, Lily. Is a personification of a conspiracy theory. The idea that the media and propaganda can convince people to do this or buy that against their basic will when it really can't. Propaganda— here we go. Lily doesn't understand what propaganda is. See, Lily, I was talking about this in my Discord the other day. In a show like this, where a villain is doing propaganda,
Of course the propaganda is obvious, because we, the audience, are meant to understand that the bad guy is doing propaganda. So of course we can notice it and see it for what it is. Real-life propaganda is not so easy to spot. Real-life propaganda can be for something as simple as marketing a product. Or it could be a global fucking conspiracy theory where apparently Satanist pedophiles do rule the world, I guess, is the world we're living in now. But can you tell I've been reading up on the Epstein files? She's the one who brought up Noam Chomsky. But, like, yeah, real-life propaganda, like, you know, why do we consider leg hair on women disgusting, guys? Because in the 20s, they wanted to sell more razor blades. How do you do that? Tell women having leg hair is disgusting. You can't just wear stockings. You gotta shave your legs now, and shave everything, actually. Buy product. So, yeah, a lot of propaganda, you won't even know it's propaganda. So you can't just say, oh, propaganda won't work on you if you just don't let it. And Lily, you do propaganda. Every single one of your videos, you propagandize that fandoms are bad, and... and Slice of Life is good, and Slice of Life is being destroyed by fucking urban fantasy or something. You know, so you're just a bad propagandist. Maybe that's why you're mad that yours doesn't work on people. Yeah, Garba's saying propaganda is when someone tries to convince you to think a certain way. Not even convince you, manipulate you by making you think you thought of it yourself. That's what propaganda really is. Making you think it was your own thought to begin with. And that's what's so insidious about it. And no, you are not immune to propaganda. This is why you should question everything and cross-check everything you hear and look at multiple sides of something. Because you are not immune to propaganda. No one is. There's a lot of people out there way more slick and smarter than you who want to control how you think about things, and you should be vigilant. But let's hear what she's gonna say.
Is a personification of a conspiracy theory. The idea that the media and propaganda can convince people to do this or buy that against their basic will.
She thinks propaganda as a concept is a conspiracy theory. That's a take, I guess.
When it really can't. Propaganda can't make you do something you didn't want to do. And if it does make you do something, you already wanted to do it. You just needed someone to tell you that it was okay. It reminds me of the persistent...
So you already wanted to write sexual situations about 10-year-old girls when you wrote Stockholm, right, Lily? So you just needed someone to tell you it's okay, which was just you yourself, I guess.
Like, the people of Nazi Germany didn't know what was going on in the death camps, despite them often being placed right inside residential districts. People lived...
She wanted an excuse to talk about the Nazis. No, Lily, a lot of people in Nazi-led Germany did not know about the concentration camps, but also, a lot of people living their day-to-day lives in Nazi-led Germany couldn't do anything about it. There's this weird thing that I see happening lately, where people don't seem to even understand what the Nazis were in actual Nazi Germany. Because I've seen people saying, Hans Asperger's, the guy who coined Asperger's syndrome, he was a Nazi because he sent patients to Nazi-controlled hospitals. And it's like, kids? Who was in charge of the government at the time? Oh, it was the Nazi Party. You understand that they were a political party that had governance over Germany, right? So somebody could be living in Germany at the time of World War II, not like the Nazis, but they were kind of trapped there and couldn't leave. There were plenty of people in Germany resistant to the Nazi Party. A lot of them were killed. A lot of them helped sneak Jewish families out of the country. So you can't say like, well, propaganda doesn't work because everyone must have known about the death camps. I'm sure there were plenty of people who didn't. You know? Somebody in the chat saying the death camps were placed in occupied Poland exactly as a way to hide them. The concentration camps in Germany, while still beyond horrible, were not death camps until the very end. Yeah, so these things also escalate very slowly. You know, it creeps up on people. And again, people living their day-to-day lives just trying to survive, who can't do anything against their government. They might not like the situation, but what else the fuck are they supposed to do? You know? And there was a war going on. A world fucking war. Everyone was just trying to live. You can't just, like, look back at history and say, if I was living in Germany at the time, I totally wouldn't have been tricked by the propaganda. Lily, you would probably be saluting along with the rest of them. You would have been a Hitler Youth, Lily. Like, don't even try me right now.
See, with the persistent myth.
I got half the chat calling me right wing, and half the chat calling me a bread tuber, as his nature.
That, like, the people of Nazi Germany didn't know what was going on in the death camps, despite them often being placed right inside residential districts. People lived right beside these things. They threw smoke up high into the sky.
You know who else lives right next to things where bad things are happening? You know those residential schools in Canada, Lily? You know all those? Did people always know what was going on inside of those and all of the Native American children that were killed or just went missing? You remember that? You know, those crimes of Canada, Lily, that you seem to never, ever, ever talk about? You know, I'm just throwing it out there.
They knew. To take a less severe example.
Not a centrist, I'm an independent. There's a difference.
It's often like when people talk about how social media makes people forget that there's another human being behind the screen when it gets into its witch hunts. No, they don't forget. They know.
Lily, that's not propaganda, that's psychological bias. You're confusing these two things now. It's easy to forget that there's a person on the other side of the text on the screen because you're not looking at a human being. Sure, it's easy to dehumanize people over the internet. People do it all the time. You do it all the time. And you've had it done to you. So what are you talking about?
Witch hunts. No, they don't forget. They know. They like bullying people. And they just wait for acceptable targets to tell them that it's okay. So I just can't find Vox.
Oh, and what text did she flash up on screen from a point she forgot to make?
Like bullying people. And they just wait for
I like how she did put Velvet on screen for they like bullying people. She certainly does,
for acceptable targets to tell.
As a general rule of thumb, any kind of explanation for the public's behavior that implicitly absolves them of responsibility for that behavior is usually false and designed to reassure you and keep you from self-reflecting. It doesn't absolve you of your behavior to say it's a psychological bias that it's easy to dehumanize the person on the other side of text on the internet, Lily. It's just, yeah, she just completely conflated propaganda with psychological bias. I know, my Lily, a lot of people say my Lily impression sounds like Oni Plays' Linkara impression sometimes. Sometimes I end up sounding like a misanthrope pony. That happened a bit in the April Fool's video where I was trying to dial back the voice a bit so it wouldn't be annoying to listen to for like 10 minutes.
Tell them that it's okay. So I just can't find Vox compelling because I know the entire concept behind him is based on a pervasive lie designed specifically to reassure the public against examining their own behavior. I find Vox.
So propaganda as a concept is a lie, something the governments of every single country engages in, and so do several large marketing firms. Lily, do you know why we used to think cow's milk was good for you and good for your bones and you should drink it even into adulthood? It's because the United States government gives a lot of subsidies to the fucking dairy industry, and we overproduce milk and cheese in this country. So instead of just dialing that back because the farmers want their money, they decided to launch a campaign to convince us all to drink more milk. That's propaganda. No, cow's milk isn't very good for you as an adult. You don't really need it. This whole, oh, milk gives you strong bones, it's all bullshit. It's complete bullshit.
Frustrating specifically because I find people continuing to engage with this idea frustrating. So there's no version of Vox, regardless of quality, that I'm ever going to find interesting, and that goes double for the other two Vs. They just aren't.
Like, why for the other two Vs weren't even that in on his plan? Like, they thought he was, they turned against him at the end. And Vox is compelling because, well, yeah, he's his own downfall. So his own hubris is his own downfall. He's that kind of villain. But he's fun. He's a slick salesman who has a deranged ego buried underneath that comes out toward the end when he's about to lose his mind and, like, kill everybody and himself. Exactly like he did with his cult.
Interesting specifically because they represent ideas and concepts that exist to absolve the public of responsibility for their own bad behavior.
They do? Vox represents the media, Velvet represents social media,
And fucking Val is the sex industry. So how does that one fit into your little thesis there, Lily? Like, what?
Indeed, that's what happens in the story itself. The sinners don't think about the way their anger was weaponized, and how so easily they almost doomed themselves, all for one guy's vengeful crusade against his ex-situationship, and just walks off saying, let's never speak of this again. The public are not—
Yeah, well, what they say to never speak about again is everyone joining hands and singing Kumbaya to save the day. That's the fucking comic relief at the end of the emotional climax. Just Miss Zizi going there going, we're never fucking talking about this shit ever again, right? And all the overlords like, yeah. They're all gonna go right back to being rivals and hating each other, and trying to kill each other, and dealing and willing souls, but for one moment they were all able to come together to do something kind of hopeful and nice. You know, that's kind of the point.
Just walks off saying, let's never speak of this again. The public are not innocent victims.
I love when Lily like takes throwaway jokes so seriously all the time. She did this in one of her Korra videos where she like took Bolin like flippantly saying siblings are gonna fight when the two old ladies were fighting each other. What are their names? Toph's daughters. God damn it, I forgot their names. Forgot their names for a moment. But he's like, oh, siblings are gonna fight. And Lily like went on for like half an hour about how that was a bad attitude, even though it was clearly like a one-off joke. You know?
Never speak of this again. The public are not innocent victims of media propaganda.
Lin and Suyin, thank you.
Propaganda, but 100% willing participants in it. It cannot thrive without their express consent. The reason you are not immune to propaganda is because propaganda thrives on your confirmation bias. It works because you want it to be true. Sure, maybe you, the leftist person watching this, can't fall for conspiracy theories about the Jews, but if the fascists just say elites, then instead your brain fills in the rich, when that's not what they meant at all. And now they've got—
the elites to people are not the rich, but Jews, Arab, and trans people? How do any of these groups have anything in common, Lily? I don't think the Arabs like the trans that much, Lily. I'm just putting it out there. You really think that's what people mean when they say elites? You mean like you and Hassan Piker and other people, Lily, when you say Israel, when you actually mean Jews? You're not escaping the anti-Semitism allegations, Lily. You're just not. I'm not falling for your propaganda, Lily, because I don't want to believe it. So yeah, she is saying you only will fall for propaganda if you want it to be true, and you're a big dummy if you fall for it. And Lily herself thinks she's never been propagandized into any of the things she believes ever. She's just too smart, guys. She's just too smart. I don't think Jews, Arabs, and trans people are what comes to the average person's mind when you say elites. I think they're usually thinking of LA Hollywood people. You dumb motherfucker. Oh yeah, like Hassan Piker, he just got banned from Twitch for like 3 days, of course, for saying Zionist pigs. He just says Israel and Zionists whenever he wants, and he clearly means Jews, but he pretends he's not. He even said that the other day. He's like, what? I never say Jew, so I can't be anti-Semitic. It's like, okay, buddy, you ain't slick, alright?
And your brain fills in the rich, when that's not what they meant at all. And now they've got you. This is why propaganda works. You desperately want to believe it, and a little clever wording makes you turn your brain off. It's known in Lacanian psychoanalysis as the subject who is supposed to know.
Lacanian? Who? Who's she talking about, guys?
Known in Lacanian psychoanalysis as the
subject who is supposed to know. A person you have outsourced your intelligence to out of laziness. So you mean when people just, like, want a set of beliefs to believe and be handed to them? You know, like, all those far-left progressives online who just want a checkbox of things to believe, and they can't think outside of it no matter how nuanced the situation is? That sort of thing, Lily? What does Lacanian mean? Lacanian. Lacanian refers to the psychoanalytic theories and practices developed by French psychoanalyst Jacques Lacan, emphasizing that the unconscious is structural like a language, deeply shaped by linguistic and symbolic structures, and driven by perpetual desire and lack influencing fields like post-structuralism, literary, and critical theory. Key concepts include the symbolic imagery and
symbolic, imaginary, and real. The mirror stage, the identity confirmation. All right, maybe Wikipedia can sum it up a little bit more for me. From the 1950s to the 80s, a theoretical approach that attempts to explain the mind, behavior, and culture through the structuralist and post-structuralist extension of classic psychoanalysis. Lacanian perspectives contend that the human mind is structured by the world of language, known as the symbolic. They stress the importance of desire, which is conceived as a perpetual and impossible to satisfy. Contemporary Lacanianism is characterized by a broad range of thought and extensive debate among Lacanians. Okay, so it's just about how language structures your thoughts? Yes. That is... Yes. Language structures your thoughts because... That's what language was invented for, is to symbolize things in the world so we can express ideas about them to each other. Yeah. It's like in 1984, where it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? The destruction of words. They keep dumbing down language more and more and more. So by the time they get Newspeak perfected, people won't even have the words to know how to rebel. So yes, language does shape how you think. A lot. And like, the language you grew up with, and even, like, the dialogue you grew up with can change how you think. Look at cults. Look how cults have their own vocabulary and their own language they all use. We saw that a lot when I did Spirit Science last Friday. I have Friday streams now, by the way. Just pitching that again. We saw that a lot with Spirit Science. They all use, like, the same weird words. Like, they talk about taking ayahuasca and puking it up. They say, I was purging. And then I saw my spiritual Merkaba higher self-consciousness ascended, whatever the fuck. You know, they all talk with the same weird fucking words. You know? So yes, language does... What do you mean, Lily? Was she saying this is good or bad? I don't even understand. Lacanians views the structure of the mind as defined by the individual's entry as an infant into the world of language, the symbolic, the Oedipal process. Okay, so this is still drawing from, like, fucking Freud. So I don't trust it. Like other post-structuralist approaches, Lacanianism regards the subject as an illusion created when the individual is signified, represented in language. However, this initial signification is incomplete, as there is always something about the subject which cannot be properly represented in language, which means that signification also divides the subject. The symbolic is defined by the other, those parts of the outside world with okay, so it just means you define yourself by language and things you are not. That's what that translates to. The unconscious mind is constituted by a network of empty signifiers that resurface in language, particularly dreams and Freudian slips. Lacanian clinical practice focuses closely on the precise words used by the adolescent patient, which Lacan characterized as the return to Freud. No, we do not want to return to Freud! Freud was a fucking hack! Sigmund Freud's whole practice was built around gaslighting the molested girls of his rich clients. Fuck Freud. Okay, so this is some Freudian bullshit. This is some new wave French Freudian bullshit. Fuck this. So what do you mean? So she's just trying to sound smart.
A little clever wording makes you turn your brain off. It's known in Lacanian psychoanalysis as the subject who is supposed to know.
See, I got a degree. I said Lacanian, and it turns out it's a bunch of pseudoscientific bullshit based on Freud. Fuck that. Fuck it. What else is here? Mirror stage. Lacan's first official contribution to psychoanalysis was the mirror stage, which he describes as the formative and function of the I, as revealed in psychoanalytic experience. This is a bunch of fart sniffing. By the early 1950s, he came to regard mirror stage as more than a moment in the life of the infant. Instead, it formed part of the permanent structure of subjectivity. The permanent structure of subjectivity. Permanent subjective. In the imaginary order, the subject's own image permanently catches and captivates the subject. Lacan explains that the mirror is a phenomenon to which I assign a twofold value. In the first place, as historical value, as it marks a decisive turning point in the mental development of the child. In the second place, it typifies the essential libidinal relationship with the body image. Some more Freudian bullshit. Oh my god. Lacan's concept of desire is related to Hegel's Bijar's French. a term that implies that a continuous force and therefore somehow differs from Freud's concept of Wunsch. Okay, wow, okay. Is there any controversies about this? Oh, apparently there's different branches of this. It sounds like a lot of woo. It sounds like a lot of fucking woo, is what I'm saying. Judas Butler likes this guy. Criticism. Launched a major attack on Lacanian psychoanalysis from within post-structuralism. Writes that when they indicated Lacanian psychoanalysis as a capitalist disorder and pilloried analysts as the most sinister priest manipulators of a psychotic society. Priest manipulators of a psychotic society. That sounds like a good book title. And anti-Oedipus, their demonstration was widely regarded as unanswerable and devastated the already shrinking Lacanian campaign. Well, unanswerable is right. It's just a bunch of, like, word salad. It doesn't mean goddamn anything. Tax's concept of desire as negative, and it results from the lack of the subject. His belief is unconscious mind is structured like a language. Well, we're not born with language, too, is the thing. Yeah, Lily makes me read about, let's see, did this French guy get up to any shit? Let's find out. Do you have any controversies? He was in the military. Let's see. Lincoln's failing health made it difficult for him to meet the demands of year-long seminars he'd been delivering since the 50s. Okay. Seminar. Oh my god, this guy is a Vox. He just went around giving seminars on his bullshit and grifting people. So she's citing a guy just like Vox to argue that propaganda is impossible and is a conspiracy theory. That's really funny. That's really funny. Lacan's return to Freud emphasizes a renewed attention to the original texts of Freud, which is bullshit, and included a radical critique of ego psychology, wherein Lacan's quarrel with the object relation psychoanalysis was a more muted affair. He attempted to restore the notion of the object relation, the capital of experience that legitimately belongs to it. What does that even mean, though? Jesus Christ. This is just word salad. The notion of transitional object, a key point of the explanation of the genesis of fetishism. So it's all about the Oedipus complex, still. It's all about the fucking Oedipus complex. Like, you acquire language from the Oedipus complex or some shit. This all sounds like a bunch of nonsense. Now, why did Lily just cite this? Like, where did she hear about this recently that she thought this was a good thing that would make her sound smart, I wonder?
Filtering through the noise and finding the truth is hard, and everyone wants someone else to do it for them. I've spoken about this before.
So what are you doing right now telling people how to think, Lily?
Or when talking about how people need to actually read the news more often, and I've got pushback from one person who claimed that it's hard to have a reputable news source. Of course, the solution to that problem is to read a lot of news sources.
And that's why today we're sponsored by Ground News!
And compare and contrast them to each other. But that's not what people want. What they want is a single, unbiased news source, just one—
Lily, when the fuck have you ever read the news and contrasted and compared points that other people make? When have you ever done that in your fucking life?
One app that they can check and trust blindly. And that intellectual laziness is the reason propaganda gets its hooks in people. Yeah, I could check and verify, but that's like hard.
Like how you could have checked and verified how people could have not known about the death camps during World War II. Like, you could have read up on that and made sure you were actually correct, that everyone in Germany should have just known about the death camps, even the ones in Poland. Like, even though they weren't killing people till the end, and it was a very gradual, escalation, and also it was their government doing it, so what the fuck could people even do about it in the middle of a war? Yeah, like, you could have researched more about World War II before you said that shit, Lily, but you didn't. So, maybe it is a criticism of Ground News is actually pretty good, because they show you multiple articles, then you can go look up the shit on your own.
Can't you do it for me? As a YouTuber with a Tumblr blog, I've lost count of the number of times someone has come to me with a question so
As a YouTuber with a Tumblr blog, I'm very important. Now she's bitching about her asks that she probably sent to herself.
Since you've mentioned cognitive disorders a few times, is it normal for dementia to just go away? My mother started feeling better this morning. Seriously, what the fuck? I'm a critic with a psych degree. This is not the kind of thing I'm qualified or emotionally prepared to explain to you. Well, if you have a psych degree, shouldn't you be qualified? And no, Lily does not have a psych degree. She went from claiming she never finished her degree. Well, first she admitted she never went to college. Then she started claiming she went to college, but she never finished her degree. And all of a sudden, she started claiming she has a psych degree. The same span of years, she apparently was like raped 5 times and got cancer and broke up with Lizzie, her almost wife, who she stole her surname from. So, yeah, she does not have a degree. She does not have a degree. I don't think she even finished high school.
Completely outside my wheelhouse that I question why that person didn't just Google it. But I know the reason. Google requires sifting through the search results, while asking some rando might get...
I hope I can unpause the super chats without having to restart OBS, though.
Previously required a tiny amount of effort and removed...
Oh, please, it's not somebody's personal ask. She sent that to herself. Just like she recently sent herself another ask, just like she did back in the day, saying, my kids are doing incest together. What do you think I should do about it, Lily Orchard? You know, she fucking did it again.
Takes what previously required a tiny amount of effort and removes that effort. And then suddenly, Grok gets rewritten to be explicitly fascist and gives you fascist nonsense in its answers. You can laser...
Why are you talking about Grok now all of a sudden? What?
Focus on the AI, but you were the problem the whole time. This would not have its hooks in you if you weren't such a lazy bitch. And I can't stop.
It should be back. I have, like, error reports on screen, so hopefully my functions are still gonna work. I might have to restart OBS anyway, but let's finish the movie. Let's finish the video first. You guys might have to... Hey... Telling people to refresh.
Stop thinking about this when the hypnotism TV media trust us cult leader villain is the focus of the entire season, because his power is willingly given to him by a lazy, apathetic public. And that just stays there on screen every time he's singing about what a...
So, the public of hell is lazy and apathetic. You don't think they all have a right to be angry about being genocided for 7 years, Lily? You don't think that's a legitimate thing they're angry about, that Vox is taking advantage of? Didn't you care about genocide, Lily? And all of a sudden, they're a lazy public? These people that are trapped down in hell and can't get out and have no choice but to live there and have been genocided every year for 7 years? Now they're just lazy? Really, Lily, really?
The god he is.
Has my approval rating.
Oh my god.
I would love to see a story about the media that recenters the responsibility onto the public, who is too...
Then why don't you write it, Lily? Why don't you write that? Why don't you write a story about media manipulation in which you demonstrate to us how people choose to be propagandized and puts the responsibility back on the public for being propagandized? Why don't you write that? Since you're so passionate about this idea, Lily, and you're so sure that you're right about this, why don't you write a story about that instead of your fucking into the void married siblings nonsense that you keep doing? You could even put married siblings in it, Lily. I'll give you that. You could even put a married couple of siblings in it, Lily, but write that story. I would love to see you do that.
Eager to take a simple, reassuring version of events to avoid thinking too hard about their own bad behavior or their own bad habits. One that centers the...
all these people in hell really need to think hard about their bad behavior and their bad habits, which is exactly what Charlie says, but you think she's being degraded as a character. Okay.
Laziness and wanting someone else to do your thinking for you as the problem in and of itself. It's as I'm often eager to say, the algorithm can only put something in front of you. It's on you if you choose to interact with it. If you've ever wondered why your social media feed has so much negativity, it's because you are a negative person. So all that...
Lily, that's you! I mean, you're bitching about it right now. And actually, it has been proven how algorithms can be very dangerous because they can make predictions about people without those people being aware of it. It's like how Facebook got in trouble for having an algorithm that could predict when somebody with BPD was about to have an attack and would start advertising expensive vacations and other high-risk, expensive things to them.
So yes, Lily, algorithms can be very harmful to people and can manipulate you, and you have to be vigilant of that. So yeah, and again, maybe that's public responsibility, being vigilant of it. But you can't say, "Oh, like, propaganda just can't work if you're smart enough." That's also a very dangerous thing to tell people. But of course, it's what you want your audience to believe because you're propagandizing them into your stupid, insane ideas, and you're looking for teenagers to groom. So of course, you want to have people think they're too smart to be affected by propaganda. When you're propagandizing vulnerable fucking people that you draw to your channel.
Well, that means that it doesn't matter how well Vox is written, because Vox's entire presence in the story is based on faulty ideas and themes, and I'm just not going to walk with the show to that pier. Anyway, that's enough discourse for
And she just won't even say why those themes are faulty. She just won't even explain. Just, you can't be impacted by propaganda unless you really want to. It just won't work, alright? Trust me, just me. Locks the incest demon.
One day, come back next time for, I don't fucking know, something not has been
Make your fucking Animal Farm video, Lily. God damn it.
related, unless something else annoys me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, not even like an outro? Really? And here's all the weird music I've been listening to lately. So, okay. Sorry, I just got a text. Alright, so, that was the end of the video. Let me see if I can unpause the super chats without OBS breaking. Oh, hooray.
At Cat Peasant 106 sent a super chat. Call chat your good little poke champs. Sigh.
Oh, you are my good little pog champs, chat.
At Denmark 1226 sent a super chat. Straight tax.
Yes, thank you.
At Action Fan 19 sent a super chat. This is Charlie's biggest flaw that people don't get. She has the same prideful ego of her beliefs just like her dad.
Yeah, she does have a problem with pride that's been unaddressed, and she does get wrapped up in her own ideas and thinking she knows best, even though she's a genuinely nice person who genuinely wants to help people. That is a character flaw of hers, yeah.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Locks, trust us with your media literacy.
Do not trust Locks with your media literacy, or your siblings.
At Jehudi9910 sent a super chat. Of course Lily thinks a vulgar display of power would solve this.
Yeah, because that's what all her characters do.
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. Charlie using violence to solve all her issues would make sinners and angels distrust her. If she's hurting them, who's to say she won't hurt us?
Yeah.
At Scone Jam sent a super chat. Musical notes emoji. Nature abhors a power vacuum. It leaves room for you and me. Musical notes emoji. At Action Fan 19 sent a super chat. I'm suddenly getting flashbacks to a post from that bum I unsubbed from a while back who called Vox quota Mary Sue. I hate him. At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. She probably looking for Rebecca Sugar, Dana Terrence, and others she hates on that list.
Well, she did mention Steven Universe a couple times. Yeah, isn't it funny? Whenever a show has a female showrunner, Lily just hates that show and blames that female showrunner for everything.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Lily constantly hates on capitalism but then acts like marketing isn't a real thing.
Yeah, even marketing is a bit of propaganda.
At Jehudi9910 sent a super chat. Hairy women supremacy. Rah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you for broadcasting that.
At Replica_Rabbit sent a super chat. Yvonne Evnioj, Lily.
If she's immune to that, come on, it wouldn't work on her.
At Scone Jam sent a super chat. Clapping hands emoji. Don't. Clapping hands emoji. Get. Clapping hands emoji. Caught. Clapping hands emoji. In. Clapping hands emoji. An. Clapping hands emoji. Echo. Clapping hands emoji. Chamber.
Now, just listen to Lily and everything she tells you. You can't be impacted by propaganda. And just remember, fandoms are bad, and slice of life is good, and fantasy adventure also bad. And if a character is over-designed, they will be badly written by just default.
At Scone Jam sent a super chat. Lily. Google Joseph Goebbels. Then open your mouth.
She doesn't know shit about World War II, guys. Come
At
on.
S.T. 0PM0SS sent a super chat. If I was in Germany back then, things would have been different.
Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. But no, it would not have been different for you. It just wouldn't.
Happy Master Clockwork sent a super chat. We need some levity. You can't have your body, it's mine now.
I don't know what that's a reference to, but okay, that's sure levity, I guess.
Action Fan 19 sent a super chat. I said this on a Crimson Ender stream. I'm saying it here. I hate that I share a country with this psycho C word.
Sorry, you're up in Canada with her.
Tomato Soup sent a super chat. Milk makes me sick. Proceeds to eat too much cheese. Drink too many smoothies and milkshakes. Worth IT.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
777 sent a super chat. Okay, I'm a little lost. So does she hate Vox because he's a propagandist?
No, she says he's a contrived character because propaganda as a concept is a conspiracy theory, and propaganda just can't work on you if you don't let it, and if you are tricked by propaganda, it means you just wanted to believe it in the first place, no matter what it is. So, and she doesn't think that can apply to herself at all because she's just too smart.
Plasmamu sent a super chat. This stream is good, sigh.
Thank you, Cryo, thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying yourselves. I might have to leave soon, though, so... We're done with the video anyway. Miraculously short for a Lily stream. It's not 7 fucking hours long. Amazing. And I'll have to finish up these drawings and give you guys another set soon.
Jen sent a super chat. It disgusts me that people will hop on the genuine cause to help Palestine and then only use it to be anti-Jewish. People are dying, Kim.
Speaking of propaganda, plenty of people on the left are being led by the hand right down into the path of, like, just anti-Semitic rhetoric, because, you know, being critical of Israel's popular right now, and it's like, well, that's a good example of propaganda working on people, yeah.
At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. Lily, you're talking about confirmation bias. Propaganda is genuine psyops to lie and manipulate people. Fake news?
Yeah, just look at...
Misinformation? Alternative facts?
Just look at how 4chan's poll board is reacting to the Epstein files and the evidence that there's been a psyop on there the entire time. All the chuds are having a bit of an identity crisis right now.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Such lazy sinners in an open-air prison.
Yeah, she called Pentagram City an open-air prison in one of her older videos.
6744 sent a super chat. The algorithm also doesn't care if the thing is positive or negative. So it will show you whatever subject you happen to look up, even if it's negative.
Yep, exactly. Even if you look at, like, a positive video of something, you might get, like, a bunch of videos of, like, Chud shitting on it right after that, because the algorithm just goes, oh, this is a topic similar to the video you just watched, so you might want to watch this one too. It's trying to figure it out. I actually like the YouTube algorithm. I find channels with, like, 500, 200 subscribers. Sometimes I watched a video on Chris Chan the other day by a guy with, like, 290 subscribers, and he had a really good format. And I enjoyed it. And the algorithm just happened to throw that at me. As you can see from my results, I listen to a lot of music on YouTube, so it throws a lot of, like, music collections at me. And I find a lot of music for the stream that way. Like, we have PA2 playing right now, who Dated, of Ill-Advised Records, has them in a lot of the mixes. So I found Dated and PA2's music through YouTube, through the algorithm, so there you go.
At Scooney the 2 Indie sent a super chat. Lindsay Ellis went into this on her Rachel Weeks vid. The right is trying to conflate Jews with Israel to make anti-Semitism more mainstream.
Yeah, and the left is falling for it, and that's bad. And that's a good example of propaganda in action. So there you go. Do all these people just want to believe it, or are they being fooled by somebody with a greater agenda, Lily? That's the question. That's the question.
At CatPeasant106 sent a super chat. Vox was also actively hypnotizing sinners throughout S1 and 2.
Yeah, his hypnotism powers seem to have a bit of a limit, but he was using them on people, yeah. Especially the crowd. Like, that's how he turned the crowd around and hypnotized them all before Charlie could show him up in front of them. And then the only reason she said, Lily skipped, the only reason she said Vox is the strongest sinner in hell is because Alistair cashed in the deal she made with him. You know, it was all part of his big trickster plan, and she didn't, like, mention that at all. She didn't talk about Pensius at all. I don't know, this whole video was all over the place. Like, she had that one section where she was, like, correct about Alistair's character, and the idiot's trying to power scale him, and then, like, she just fell flat on her fucking face again. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it. So, oh god. So we're about done with the video. OBS is still half crashed. I might actually have to go now. I just got a family text. So, I might wrap it up there, actually, guys. But don't worry, because I am going to have a stream on Friday. And we're going to talk about Stale 2000, the Reddit mod again. Because he came back with a third fucking video. And I'm gonna go see Iron Lung tomorrow, so I'll probably talk a little bit about that on Friday as well. I'm probably not gonna do, like, a full review or anything, but I'm definitely gonna, like, mention what I think about it. So join me again on Friday, and then, maybe Saturday I might start playing the video games I promised to play, and I'll have you guys voting for more video games in the future, so I'm definitely going to be ramping up the streaming again and doing more streams per week now that January is over and I'm out of excuses to mope in the in the winter dreariness. So anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you for your super chats. This was a pretty big stream. It usually is when there's Lorchin. Go check out some of my other streams and videos if you enjoyed this today, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.